over to top1futures.com and start trading towards your next payout. Joseph Wilson,
yes,
it is 2:01. Leave him with a thought.
Yeah, I mean, it's Thursday, guys. Just racking up. Hopefully everyone's had a good, solid week so far. We got one more trading day, and then we're heading into the weekend. But make sure we will be back. Well, they will be back here bright and early Monday, but we want to take care of Friday first. And there's still plenty of time left in the day, but I hope everyone's had a fantastic session. And if you haven't, guess what? You got tomorrow. And if tomorrow sucks, guess what? You got all of next week.
Straight up. All right, guys. We'll see you guys same bat time, same bat channel. Joey will be on the morning show tomorrow. Neil on the midday. I'll see everybody at the Greatest Great.
Leaving before lunch. Welcome back, everybody. And
welcome back. Welcome
got a little
back.
something. Someone's mic is still on, everybody.
Right.
But hey, it should be a fun afternoon. Ooh, they got the jet black, the back wall.
Yeah, they're starting to do
looking real nice there. Sharif didn't even notice, like a ninja back there, and looking absolutely fantastic. The market's back at the high. Some more logic came in after some good earnings. Well, a lot of good earnings, and maybe not so great with regards to Tesla and Chipotle. But hey, let's see what's up this afternoon. My position starts rolling. I have to take a fill, I suppose. That's usually how it works in the afternoon. I'm only in a couple of things, but one of them is going to be new, and that is going to be the Big Bear. It's usually Sean's name, but it's above 8 and it's holding. So why the you-know-what not? That said, I feel like it's been a bad luck week for celebs, because we got to say rest in peace to Hulk Hogan, the absolute, obviously a bit of a legend. Ozzy, Hulk Hogan, Malcolm Jamal Warner, like it's just Father Time undefeated, but that's a sad one.
Yeah, you don't realize how young
you grow up. 71 is not old.
71 is so young. It just makes me think, and I talked to Randy about this, I'm just going to be retiring a hell of a lot earlier than I, honestly, like now I've upped the life to 60, freedom 60 now, because it's crazy. Just like you see these guys, you save up for your, I feel sad because all these guys, Ozzy Osbourne, like more money than anything else, Hulk Hogan, like all these guys, and it's like you save up for this life that you're trying to have after you work, and the next thing you know, that's it. And it just shows you how sort of fragile everything is. And we say rest in peace, obviously, to the great one, Hulk Hogan there. Yeah. And it just sucks that had happened. And you know, you go through your whole life doing everything, and then all of a sudden it gets you the cardiac arrest, probably all the, you know, I mean, getting steroids and all that kind of stuff that was going through the WWE, obviously, back in the day. But yeah, very, very sad. And just what it's made me realize is, yeah, all these times, you know, you take off with your kids and you do all these things. That's the most important thing for me. It's like, this is why build a family, have someone there, you know, when your time comes. And we just want to say, you know, shout out to everybody.
That's how you live on. Like it's through the memories. And, you think back, and it's weird. It's so weird. Like the other day, I was sort of, and this is what happens when you reflect on things like this. But the other day, my parents were just over, and I was sitting down, and, you know, Erin was done, and she was doing something upstairs, and it was just myself, my mom, and my dad, and we just started talking. And then they just started telling me stories about their parents that I'd never heard.
Right.
And it's like, I'm like, wait a minute, you guys have never told me this story, and it's like, it's crazy. Then we were going through some old pictures after that, and I shared some of them with you guys. It's just cool, and you got to be able to do that at times. And yeah, it's just so sad. But at the same time, you should always try to celebrate life. I know, like, I'm probably gonna go back and watch some leg drops on the train. Well, I'm just saying, on the train home, I'm probably gonna be on YouTube on the train home. Yeah. I'm probably gonna be watching some stuff from my childhood
at the
back in the day. Him versus the Sheikh. Like at
my wedding, Marissa and I came out as Hogan.
Yeah.
So I ripped off the shirt and everything like that. She came out. She sent some pictures through for that as well. So I mean, all great times, and a shout out to the greatest that's ever done it there, Hulk Hogan.
No doubt.
So, but yeah, I mean, look, the market must go on, as we say, and it's going to be a good day here. You're going to come back to these big winners, but a lot of them are the same. The most recent trade is this TQQ trade that we put on at 12:30. It's a nice long. We'll see if we can get that going there back to the upside as well. But yeah, there it goes right now, trying to take out those highs. And then, you know, NVIDIA has been a champ today, that's for sure. All these longs, man, only to have to withstand some L's on NVIDIA, only to now, you know, bear the fruits of our hard labor by trying to dip by and eventually paying off there. Sometimes, you know, we talk about this all the time. You do have to have, our positions are not up. We also They were just there, but we'll get some outs here. I'm gonna get some more out on NVIDIA anyways. Should activate the board.
There it is.
Yes, here it comes back in again. What's up to everybody who's there? We are going to go through the rundown now.
I'm in the wrong chat.
As well. And yeah, exactly. I think TH a good point. Yeah, don't fear the Reaper. Just live every day to the fullest, right? It's like what we talk about. Do what's best for you. Like when we're going in there to Boston, have that lobster roll, you know, like enjoy life as much as you can and live one day at a time. But at the same time, you know, make sure that you are spending it with the loved ones and don't stress out too much about everything. And like trading, there'll always be another day. What's up, Mike P. Ryder and everybody else that's in the chat? We're getting ready to go here. So what's up, Randy and Rob and everything like that? Don't let these guys stand in front of a green screen today. You will only see their faces.
I know, like both were.
But all right, over at the green screen, I think we're ready to go. Let me check by the shoes. Who is it? It's Sharif.
It's Sharif.
Okay, let's go. It's Sharif at the screen.
Well, their pants are different color at least, I think.
Yeah, that was a big joke that they were sort of twinning today. Cool style over there on the midday as per usual, making us look silly. But
if we ever twin, it's because like we're both wearing Leafs because the Leafs are in the finals, or we're both wearing, I don't know. Like,
we kind of got the golf shirts. Yesterday we had golf shirts on as well.
We always wear golf shirts.
Yeah.
It's summer, man. It's a summer. You can't be in long sleeves.
I mean, I'm in the Lulu pants pretty much every day. It is what it is here. Lulu pants and underwear and socks. All right, let's go over to Sharif and figure out Wagwan.
Welcome, everyone, to the Afternoon Rundown, the show where you decide what we talk about every afternoon. The big boys, they're locked and they're loaded, and they're ready to look at the tickers as decided by you. But the only way to get those tickers up there is to join us any time of day now. Get into that chat and vote for your favorite tickers. Super easy. Throw in that $sign followed by 3, 4, or 5-letter ticker. Automatically registers. Yes, this is Hulk Hogan, and the reason he's up there is because he's passed away, sadly, but he is the #1 ticker as decided by you guys, and by a long shot. Shout out to Hulk Hogan. Hope he rests in peace. Here's a look at all 4 major averages today. Mixed bag here with the Russell 2000 down a little bit less than 1%, followed by the Dow also in negative territory, down 0.4. But the ES and the NQ both in positive territory, with the NQ up 1/3%, and the S&P just up a little bit below 1/4% on the day. Here's the #1 ticker, though, as decided by you guys, TSLA. No surprise there, guys. A miss on the top and bottom line. A cautious guide as we go into Q3, guys, with that $7,500 EV tax credit being removed September 30th. There could be pull forward in demand. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, well, if they're going to they need more pull forward because they keep missing on sales and they keep disappointing in the beat, and we haven't had a beat in a hot minute. It's just not good. Look, it's not good on Tesla, and obviously it was a short today on Tesla. But when I really would have thought about it, I felt that we were going to get some kind of a push. You know, when you get like the Tesla bulls out there in full force buying the dip, and then it could be a fade. It just did not happen. It gapped down. It sold instantly off the open, only to bounce at 300. It was actually 399 cents, so it bounced off 301 pretty cleanly. You're going to see it eventually did. Let me just zoom in so you can see this way better, because you can't tell that it actually went down to the 300 level. I only traded it when it bounced off 301 the second time and then was playing the higher low. And I got out at noon, did like the lesson of the day, got up, went to go grab my lunch and whatever. And then it bottomed out at 300. So that was a bit of a miss, because 300 is kind of that obvious level. Like if you're sitting there and you see it bounce off that 300, you want to take it. But you have to be sitting there. It's the opportunity cost of ever getting up from your seat. I think for at least a few days here, you've lost the 200 period moving average, obviously underneath the 50 as well. It goes without saying. Let this one settle down. The fact that the market got back to the highs and we're not sustaining this bounce, I think we could retest 300 this afternoon. And if we lose 300, I think we're headed to $280. Tesla, for me, I didn't sell any outside of the swing. I didn't sell any in the long term. But I'm certainly not a buyer. Not in the next couple of days. I'm probably waiting for this thing to break the 280 level and trying to pick up some serious value on Tesla. So many other good quality things that you could. Oh no, Google's not on the list. Yeah, anyways, Alphabet's not on the list. I thought I'd wait to them. No, I picked up some Alphabet. I just think I'd wait out Tesla for at least a couple of days, if not a while. See if we can't get some actual growth, some actual beats, some real results, not just losing market share here and there. It's disappointing for Tesla. I would have thought you'd get more juice off that 300 than it did.
Yeah, you know, we haven't traded it here today. I wasn't really looking at it, but yeah, that 300, as Neil said, I mean, if you are looking at it, then that's where you should be long. I mean, I think the guys on the midday, I don't know if they were looking there, but that was a great trade. And, you know, definitely one that could have been had there all day was that 300. So I think you want to look there, continue to look there for that dip buy opportunity. Look at the market really trying to go high side right now. So really doesn't surprise me the strength here that we're seeing in, the weakness that we're seeing in Tesla. We said that there could be continuation plays in there today. It looks like exactly what's been happening here. Nice continuation play to the downside. It started off down 6%. The momentum continues now lower for Tesla.
All right, guys, NVIDIA next on the list here into the high of the day goes. Fantastic look for NVIDIA, likely running in sympathy with Broadcom and the others as Google reported earnings yesterday and they boosted their CapEx spending for AI, specifically up from $75 to $85 billion for full year 2025. A couple of unrelated headlines, not really market moving, but I want to give you them nonetheless. Donald Trump making a speech yesterday where he said he learned about NVIDIA over the fall and basically wanted to break them up, thinking that they had over 100% market share, thought better of it as he learned more. Separately, the Financial Times reporting that over $1 billion worth of advanced NVIDIA AI chips have found their way into the Chinese black market here, guys. So interesting stories, but not really market moving.
Yeah, like the notion of anybody thinking break NVIDIA up, like they're not that type of company. Anyways, it's a weird one because they're not that type of company.
Yeah, no,
it's not the same thing as like Google does a million different things. So look, at the end of the day, I'm not making a comment saying that Google should be broken up. Let's get that out of the way. No, but like they've got YouTube, they've got cloud, and more. Amazon's in a similar boat where they've got like a million things going on in a gigantic boat. I just don't understand how, NVIDIA is fantastic and their margins are through the roof. And they can charge those margins because they are number one at the same time. But look, man, they're winning because their technology is better than everybody else. At the end of the day, if AMD had a capable product and not just an okay one that it's a little bit cheaper, then it wouldn't be the monopoly that it is. It's just not the same. You can't break them up over that. Yeah, anyways, I'll let you, I know you're in NVIDIA, I'll let you go to that one, but that's just a weird thing. Break up NVIDIA? What are we
look, NVIDIA's at the high of the day, right? I mean, it's not break up to make ups. I have no idea what's going on over there. I just sit here and trade, man. I'm just a common man over here. And there it is, NVIDIA. Oops, that's from yesterday, 168 long, my bad. Right there, let's go to today's sticky note. And it's right there, 173 long, that top or that 171 dip. So we actually had both of it. This is what I mean. I don't think it's rocket science as you sit here and trade. I mean, I'm trying to do it all. Host, trade, give you guys some interesting things to look at. There it is. There's the 171 came in. There's the 173 break. We had that early. We had that there. We were red-ish on it when this was happening, when we lost it right there. But then we were just really, really patient with that 171 to the point where now it's at the day's high. Someone in yesterday's chat posted up and said, like, I think if you hold on to NVIDIA for a long time, you're not going to lose. And I agree with that one. Right there as well. You probably do not lose. All right, let's go back over, talk to Sharif.
I'm having a good time, guys. All right, LIDR, LIDR, or the name of the company is AI. Shares trading higher after the company announced the Apollo LIDR system is going to be integrated right now into NVIDIA's Drive AGX platform. So a nice move up in the pre-market, but basically starts selling off after the bell, boys.
This pattern almost identical. The only difference between the pattern in this stock and KSS was when it made the high and went to the halt band at the open, this one actually halted. Everything else about it was identical to Coles, or sorry, not Coles, I mean Coles, where you had news in the morning and you were going parabolic all morning long and then made the high right at the open. The reopen there, I wasn't looking at it, so Like anybody could say, oh my goodness, if you just shorted it back through the halt price, I don't know what it looked like there. Like maybe there was liquidity, maybe there was like some false buyer that was tricking you. But when it did eventually lose that bid, it falls right back in. For the good news for the stock is it's holding around 300. That's kind of a key price on the daily here. Pull that out. I think that makes sense. The 300 level's finding a little bit of, $3 level, I should say, is finding a little bit of support. So if it can close above that, maybe you get a second salvo tomorrow. I don't know that this is one after what happened, and I'm likening the move to what we saw in KSS. It can be constructive to see what happened. Very similar, made a bottom, held, and then the following day, that same support that held, lost it in a big way. And you didn't get a bounce until a couple of sessions later. So if it follows, if LIDR, which is not really, it's AAI, like AEYE is the name of the company. We just call it LIDR because of the ticker. If it follows that same pattern and it's sitting here, you want it to at least hold that tomorrow instead of make another move down like KSS did. Very similar. Be careful when it's such a distinct trend up in the pre-market without any healthy pullbacks, like it hasn't done a healthy pullback yet. If it loses that high early, it can be abject disaster. Sometimes you actually want a stock to do pullbacks. And I think that's a perfect case of one here with LIDR.
Look, I wrote down $3 on LIDR on the sticky note. It's right there right now. Obviously, it's come into $3. It's broken below it there today. I just think you got to be careful with these names. Huge move up to 171%. We're going to wait to see what winds up doing. But you got in contract now with NVIDIA. Good talk there. And yeah, just lost a little bit of steam today. It's done 330 million shares. Still real good. I think you got to break above VWAP and get those shorts a little scared again. So for me, it's a 340 break long on LIDR. Let's see if we're able to get some love back in on those levels here this afternoon. So 340, the break long on LIDR. Let's wait to see if that one comes in for us anytime soon. All right, over to Open Door next. Oh yeah, by the way, we're just getting out of some more Google right now as we get right near VWAP right there right now. So again, and this is another trade that we had just put on for you guys during the afternoon. We bought 192s right now. Like that's 192 on Google, man. It's at 193.70. So yeah, I mean, I like talking about all these trades that we don't have on and everything like that, but these are the names you guys want to talk about, so let's go over them. Next one, Open Door. I know Neil had a trade on that.
Open Door basically has achieved meme status here, Sean, or has for the last little while. In fact, the fund manager who kind of kicked off the Open Door frenzy, defending his position, calling it a real business as the stock craters for the second day. Also, unusual options activity here, guys, to take note of. Open Door. Interesting look.
What do people say is real business? I mean, BlackBerry's a real business too. Like, it's just, of course it's a real business. No, of course it's a real business. The real question is, does it make money? Will it make money in the future? Anybody can say a company's a real business. Look, as far as Open goes, I haven't had a day where, at least I don't think so. I don't think we were really doing much long with this. Okay, fine. The day that it went parabolic, I think I had a couple longs because the trend was so ridiculous to the upside, like on the way to the upside. But since it made that curl, and when I say curl, I mean the Huadong from $5 to $3, it's just been look for the short, wherever it happens to be. It was $4 2 sessions ago. It was $2.50 yesterday. It was $3 today, although the high is like $2.99. Oh, no, it's not. It's like 92. My high thing says 99, but that's obviously wrong. It's 90. It's 91. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It tagged that and broke trend, shorted it to VWAP. I actually tried a long off VWAP for the first time and took a hit on it. But I think it's a short till it's not, regardless of what any analyst thinks. The fact that it couldn't break out the $3 today, I think, is still a bit of a negative sign for the stock. So, you know, you wait for the thing about Open is it's been pretty decently respectful of like the $2.50, $3, $3.50, $4. So I think if you get an entry around there, the risk reward tends to be pretty good. If I do anything different, I just would have held the short. I wouldn't have even tried to go long. I think it's, like I said, it just feels like it's a bit of a short. And sometimes this happens. Excitement goes from one stock to another. And while it's still doing good volume, it's not even at 500 million shares today, a number that it's crossed pretty easily the last few sessions by this time.
All right. Yeah, like for right now, you do have a seller here at 257. So looking to see if that's going to hold out there. I mean, obviously, as Neil mentioned, it's only 400 million shares. Still a lot of shares.
Still good.
Getting done. But again, you're underneath VWAP. And I just think that near the end of the day, if you're underneath, you probably want to try to fade these plays and play the short. Again, another business that's not making any money. So, you got to wait for these names to pop up. There's so much froth in this market right now. And this is just another one of those names, Open Door. Not a great investment, but real fun to trade. And I know there's been a lot of people making a lot of money on these kind of names. So congratulations to anybody trading Open Door. Great move there off the open. And we'll just have to wait. Oh, yeah, that's right. I got to change my chart here because this NVIDIA one is wrong. I'm going to log out actually and change it. But all right, let's go over to BBAI. I saw you were just in it. It's now broken through $8. It's just not my layout, so I'm going to get out of this and reload it back up. Let's go talk about Big Bear AI. I mean, everyone hopefully is long around $4.
I like that, John. It's taking out highs. Well, it's near the high of the day anyway. Big Bear AI, yet another day with no new catalyst, still kind of riding the coattails of their AI platform rollout at major U.S. airports. Big Bear AI, as Sean mentioned, back above $8.
No, not anymore. It was above $8, and I put in the chat, like, once it broke back underneath, and it wasn't the $8 level, it was this wick. This bottom wick here at like 99 is where I threw the stop. The thing about BBAI is right now, like the volume weighted average price is like 792. Its range on the day, believe it or not, is about 25, 30 cents. Which, look, that seems right for it doesn't seem ridiculous for an $8 stock. It's just, this tends to move a little bit more. Like yesterday in the afternoon, it was moving like 50, 60 pennies to the upside. So it's a little bit of a tight range. And ultimately, it's got a nice little channel going, I suppose. It feels like it's going to be a consolidation day. There was no follow through on volume on that break, which is what the disappointment is. So I think maybe waiting for it at the bottom of the channel will make more sense. Or if it starts breaking the top of the channel, like it goes through these higher lows. It's more of an inside day, which is fine. We just talked about healthy pullbacks. What was that stock? Oh, it's right there, LIDR. Right, like when you have a small cap or any smaller or lower flow company, whatever it might be, when it has a big pullback, it gets you a little bit concerned. But when you have a big move to the upside and the pullback relative to the move is fraction, maybe it pulls back 20%, maybe it pulls back 30% when it's doubled up. Those are healthier pullbacks, not giving up the entirety of the move. So a bit of a healthy pullback for the second time in a row in BBAI into some fresh highs, but it's not really it's not moving for all the volume it has. 60 million in volume today, and it's only got a 25 cent range. I think you let it get to the bottom of the channel and then rock with it again.
I mean, like I was telling you guys, man, congratulations to anybody that's actually in this name. We talked about this at $3. We talked about this at $4. And we could talk about it now at $8. I mean, this is the path that we've taken, right? I mean, we first bought Big Bear AI down here at 5, then we bought it again at 4, and then we bought it again at 3. So our average price is $4 and change. We've got something out at 650. We've got something out at 785 853. It was on that first day right there. We were really lucky to get some out on that price, that's for sure. And then it's fallen back in. So right now, $8 for Big Bear AI. I mean, you guys know that I've been pounding the table on this one for quite a while. So congratulations anybody that made some money on Big Bear AI. We could sit here and cheer Ethereum and all of that. Ethereum's actually gone up about 50%. But for all you Bitcoin holders here, I mean, I guess we all wish we had put it into Big Bear AI. But I don't know, like we don't know where this name's going to go. I still like it. I still think we have some nice runway here breaking through 850 to get back to $10. I mean, there's been lots of stocks that have just doubled up recently, right? But this was a name that we believed in from $3, from $4, from $5. So again, pretty good move there on Big Bear AI, hopefully making money for you guys on the show and in the PA. So Big Bear AI, we really, really like that one. Let's have diamond hands, everybody, and try to hold this one. I mean, we're already in 100. It's already a double up. I think it's reasonable to take something out, which is why we did do that. But let's just see if we can actually make real money on this Big Bear AI. Hopefully, some nice upside plays. It's in the right space, and they don't even have that many contracts. I like the stock. I think it grows, and I think it's a good one to hold in your portfolio for a long-term play. Very similar to UNH. I wanted to have a quick look at this one as well. We did get a move back up into 290, but then the fall back right into 280 again for United Health. So that fell right back into this area where we could have bought again. I mean, we saw some dip down opportunities right off the open here as they're getting basically investigated for some of their practices. But right now, UNH trying to get back above that 280 and stay there. So right now, we're just dealing with that here on UNH. And then the other one that's been a big winner as we get ready to, again, celebrate. I was looking at the portfolio again last night. That's why I said I'd try to dip by some Apple, some Google. Both didn't fill today, but it was last night after earnings. But Palantir continues, man. I haven't sold any of this thing since the 130s. Continues to make huge moves higher. Really, really like Palantir, and I think BBAI, although I don't know if BBAI can have 3 digits behind it, but we didn't think that of Palantir either when it was at $7. So let's wait to see what winds up happening right there. And yeah, thank you to NY Cent and all that, man. I mean, this is what we do. You know, we're not only doing a show here for trading, but we will talk about some plays that we make and stuff in our portfolio. I mean, you guys know I said right here live on the show, we're buying Webull at 11, right? I mean, that's 17. That made a high into $18 as well. We've been buying some Berkshire. We haven't really screwed up. I mean, JP Morgan today breaks through 3 bills, I think, close enough to doing that as well. I actually have an offer for JP Morgan at 303. I think it was 302 or 303 to get some more out on that one as we dip bought that into the 200 period moving average of 230, which is somewhere around here once it loads up. So that's turned out to be a pretty good trade as well. But hey, man, what stocks go up must come down.
It happens. Oh, Gregory,
stock like Roblox.
You were mentioning about Google. I did make a decision. I thought I said it live on the show that. Okay. Maybe I said it after we were done.
What was it? Oh, remember, which one you're buying?
It was Google. Did I say it live? I thought I said it when we were on, but maybe I said it to you after. No, it was Google. Alphabet. Someone asked which one was I dip buying, Alphabet or IBM. I went with Alphabet, and I might have just said that to Sean when I was doing it. No, I threw an order in and got filled. It was underneath 192, but it was in the high 191s or something like that. I just sort of look what ended up happening. First of all, look at the channel on Alphabet to the upside, and ultimately I sold some Alphabet and put it into Meta, which net for net ended up probably slightly working out for me, but I tend not to look at it that way because I could have sold something else. I could have just used some cash that I had. Like anything else that I would have done would have been better. Let's just put it that way. But I think off this report, the initial reaction, you're still you're in the upward channel. If we close above 194, you're actually still technically breaking out this channel. If we close, I mean, it's actually not even 90. It's more like 193.5. This has been a very, very distinct channel to the upside that it's been respecting since the April low. So that's a good momentum play here on Alphabet, as far as I'm concerned. And the funny thing about it is, well, you're like, but you're buying it after earnings when it's at the highs, but it's still the best valuation I mean, I could throw that money into the Qs and you're still getting a better valuation with Alphabet. And it gets me closer to what I was holding in it before, which as I said, if I'm acknowledging that sale as a mistake and I should have sold something else, then I got to get back into Google at some point. Might as well be today on what I think was a bit of an overreaction is not the word. Like overreaction would have been if it was down in like the 180s. It never even, at the close yesterday, we were sitting at 190. So you can't even say that it was an overreaction. We never even Google never went red. It just, sometimes you have a gap up and you fill in a piece of the gap on the stock. So I took my shots on Alphabet and tried to, early on, the 194, which we liked, tried that a bunch, didn't work. And then I just took every single trend break after. Trend break, I don't know why this one's not showing up. And then this trend break here. And then I didn't get the full fill, so I just left my bid in and then got picked up. So if a stock is trending down and you like it long, let it break the trend and then go for it. I see everyone talking, well, not everybody. I see a few people mentioning Tesla's shooting to the upside. Is that true? It's trying to get back into the volume weighted average price. 8.5%. Yeah, I didn't dip buy this one today, I can tell you that much. That's for sure. I own enough, Let's give this one a hot minute. Oh, and just for anyone that didn't tune into the morning show, as Sean was mentioning with that UNH, Like really, the real story was that all they did is they responded to the allegations. But the price doesn't lie with this. There were a lot of people, myself included, when it did this dip, and look, it was doing something for you. It did the dip, gives you like a bottoming tail candle on volume. Like if you were looking at this on an intraday chart, bottoming tail, and then the reaction was it got bought up in the news. So you buy it the day after, but it didn't do anything. It went from 290 to 320. And then just went sideways and sideways and sideways and sideways. And when it didn't finally break and then lost 300 last week, it's like, okay, like acknowledge the fact, and we talked about this last week because everyone was kept asking questions about UNH. Acknowledge the fact that it didn't go anywhere and just get out. You don't lose, you don't win, but if this trends back down to 200 even, then you're not getting burned. This just feels like a place that nobody wants to be. And if you really like healthcare, I'm sure there's other places. Maybe I should buy back into GE Healthcare. I dumped those shares right quick when they did the
Split.
split. It's a different terminology. What the heck do you call it? It doesn't really matter. But I held on to GE Aerospace and GE Vernova because I didn't want to be in GE Healthcare, and I just didn't. And then of course I type in G instead of GEHC. I don't even pay attention to this too much. It could be worth looking at something else in the space. I'm sure this is doing much better. Yeah, it's doing way better since Liberation Day. But yeah, since the split, yuck. How far does this go back? Was that long ago? Wow, that was really long ago. It's much longer than I thought, GHC. Anyways, but it's not, this isn't really doing much of anything. Like you'd be up on it if you held on to the shares. Look at that double bottom. Right when they did that, whatever we're calling it, split breakup, that was a great low on GHC. But this seems like a bit of a better name. If you want to be in healthcare, you could just buy you could just buy some kind of an ETF. UNH just feels yuck for now.
Yeah, I mean, I like GE. I like GE. I like everything GE. Vernova, Health, GE, Electric, General Electric. Old name, of course. Into aerospace as well. GE. I mean, I still really like Boeing. Boeing was a great miss down near those lows. That is for sure. As that continues to get higher, but most of my plays are going to be in the tech space today. Google, Amazon, NVDA, and the TQQs, of course. The big name, I do like IBM. I think that that's going to work itself out and be, that's not Google, that's IBM right there. Work itself out and be a great long from these areas as well. You know, I'm looking to get some more longs into some accounts, and my largest position into the RRSP account, which is like the 401k, is now the S&P 500. So I've rotated out of, not rotated out, I still own like 30 stocks, but I'm starting to put some of the cash back into the Nasdaq and into the S&P 500 as we approach a decade until retirement. Okay, so that's Amazon. Sorry, that's IBM. I mean, I really like them. They fell 7% despite a beat, but weak software sales guiding forward there as well. Tesla also comes out and says, like, we have a few more years or a few more quarters of potentially rough rides as far as the cars are concerned. We're going to wait to see if they can put that out as well. Healthcare a little flat today. This is what it looks like if we're just going to look at the whole board, across the board right now. Just join me, myself, and I tonight for the recap show. Back to the original recap show where we were just sort of doing it. We don't have Adara tonight. She'll be back on Monday. But GE there it is right there, up 2%. Broadcom. I'm just going to refresh this just to make sure that we're all good on all these names right there. Apple as well. What's been sort of the lagger here today has been, let me just get rid of that. Some spaces in the healthcare technology, Boston Scientific there, Intuitive Surgical, ISRG down 2.6%. We'll wait to see what's going on with that name, as that's had a little bit of a rough ride here as well, which is kind of funny because with AI, you know, you think that they would be doing a little bit better. Obviously, the one that sticks out the most here is going to be Tesla. Unfortunately. Fabian. Yeah, there's Tesla on that screen there. Yeah, we'll get that up for you in a second. Don't worry, Fabian. We've got you. He wants to always make sure that we're showing that great and that is great. There's consumer durables today. So led by Tesla down 9%, GM and Ford also down 1% each. The home builders, Lennar, DHI, also to the downside. We don't have much help right here in consumer durables, but it's all the tech names there today. Amazon, huge move higher as the cloud proves to still be profitable. It's Costco that's making a couple moves downside. I mean, it might be time to pick up some Costco right now, down to 941 off of recent high of 1076. So you're down almost $150 on Costco. That might be worth a buy. Although whenever we go, it doesn't seem to be overly busy, but still pretty busy. Costco, Home Depot. I actually like Home Depot as well. I do not own any Home Depot shares. I do own Costco. So maybe getting into this one as we look to diversify as well into some Home Depot.
I'm interested as to why Costco is having a weekday when Walmart is at the high.
I'm not sure. Probably because Randy's here. He should be at Costco buying some more. Oscar Health here, CNC, if we go over UNH, just not a great overall day here. I don't know what LabCorp is doing, but as we start to question some of the movements in the health care sector as far as DOJ, you never want them looking into what you're doing. So I guess that's part of the overhang right there, the DOJ investigation into UNH, overhanging some of the healthcare.
That makes sense. LabCorp is bucking the trend because they reported.
Oh, okay, they reported. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like they raised EPS and sales guidance. So they raised their, maybe they didn't report, maybe they just raised their guidance. I just popped that up because, look, if you see a sector board like that where everything in the sector is down and somebody's up by 6 or 7%,
I didn't know too much about that company.
No, I don't. That's the first I've ever heard of it. So
all right, NVIDIA. What is the all-time high in NVIDIA? Because we are singing right now. This is going to be a big trade alert, man. Yesterday we were long at 168. Today we're long at 171, man. It is 173.40 right there. Yeah, this is NVIDIA. Welcome to the jungle, man. That's not the high. I'm going to show you right here. Bye-bye P-Pro. P8, I think we're supposed to call it, P8 charts. Bye-bye P8. Right there, let's look at NVIDIA right here. This is what it really looks like on a daily chart. Its high is 174.25, 52-week high on E-signal, 174.25, Neil. So we are now 50 cents away
You'll get there.
from a brand new all-time high in NVIDIA, Randy. This is why we just keep on pushing it, man, every single day. Today, it looks like NVIDIA will once again be P&L #1 on Trader TV Live. So there goes NVIDIA, man. A big move to the high side. I think we're both pretty positive on it there today. So,
oddly enough, no, I'm down. Okay, look, NVIDIA is actually, I'm down on it, like my second best stock, and it's my worst. My second best stock is I'm up more than I'm down on NVIDIA, but I only went on the front end of the we call it the front end of the trade. So if you ever hear me say I'm in on the front end, it basically means I'm going long while it's going down instead of long when it's going up. So this was me in the morning on NVIDIA, and here's the difference. Like, look at the difference between like trying to go long in Google on the way down and then catching the trend breaks when it's actually turning and then playing the other side after it's made the low, right? Like, that's the difference. I just never went back in NVIDIA. At the moment it was making this bottom, I was taking a trend break in Google. And I had, until we automate our trades, I find no way to get into, when the market's doing this and I'm looking for a trend break bottom, I'm only getting one thing. That's just the reality. Like, if everything is turning and you're doing a trend break, there's almost a small chance, like maybe you can punch into something and get another, but like that candle on the reversion of NVIDIA was on a 3-minute, like 90 pennies. So the chances of getting that are slim. It's actually the reason why I missed IBM as well. It's just, it can happen so quickly, and if the stock that you happen to be on, when that move happens, that's it. You take your shot. There was your bottoming tail on IBM. Oddly enough, I mean, whatever. Like, the funny thing about it is if I had bought both IBM and Alphabet, I'd be laughing, but it doesn't really matter. I wanted to buy one, not both. And just when I say that, I already own Google. I also already own IBM from a long time ago. I've done things with Google in the last few years, and I honestly, there's certain companies that I can't remember the last time I transacted on them in a personal account in my RRSP. And IBM is kind of one of them, but I do like to play. I just got trailed out of Alphabet mostly because I'm trying to respect the 94 level. 94 was the level for me, and then it was just a trend break after that. So when we reject 94 and it broke this little upward trend that it was on, that I just jump out. maybe it still goes, but that's the plan of action. Like that's what's worked for me better, I found, is just finding those finding the sniper shots, and hold on to some, but if I set a trail or I set a stop, just get out of it, and I'm going to get rid of these, which I swear I did last time. There you go. I don't need the trend lines after I've already used them, so I'll hit the save there. And I found if I can get in at the one level, try to hold on for the dream, as some people like to say it, then look for the next trade. Because if we start holding above 194, I can get back in again. No questions asked. Hertz Scrambler saying Netflix is going. I hope so. This is a name that people it seems like they've been rotating out of this one for a while. And it's still trying to catch a bottom. We finally got to that 1180 level. So maybe this is going to be the turn. This was when we were asked last week, where's it headed, when it lost the 50-period moving average. And the first thought was, okay, well, where's the place it bounced before? 1180. So maybe it's going to bounce at 1180. I tend to think maybe 1100, as it's just in a downward trend here. And one of the things that you saw in Alphabet's report is the strong numbers out of YouTube. Well, most people, some people can look at a million things at once. Most people are watching one thing at a time. My daughter lives on YouTube. I think she watches 1/10 of the Netflix that she used to, if even that. I'm talking in the last year, but everything is just now YouTube, YouTube, YouTube. Every now and then, we'll catch, maybe she'll want to watch a show or a movie, but it's pretty much just YouTube videos, YouTube shorts, and Netflix, I feel might be on its way down still, even though it's flat today. Flat into an up market.
Yeah, I know. Same thing in our house. Everyone watches YouTube and YouTube Shorts. It's Netflix can almost be canceled actually at some point. Right there, we'll never do it. But
Stranger Things is coming out soon.
Yeah, she's downloaded. She's on Stranger Things now as well. There's Wednesday she likes. A few other plays. Sakamoto Days is a good one for my son. There, it's pretty
What's
good.
That?
It's like an anime thing. It's pretty fun. He likes that. So, but there's also One Piece. He is enjoyed.
Oh, my nephew's obsessed with that. My
well.
brother's.
Yeah, we bought him some One Piece cards. I was telling you, my kid caught a great Pokemon card there from that Dick's Sporting Goods, so he's really excited about that as we'll get that PSA graded upside. All right, just quickly here, we are getting out of some of this market play right now as we go upside on the Nasdaq, try to get going there as well. So we'll wait to see where we go now on the TQQs. We saw yesterday, we saw Mara make that move down on the offering, and I always think whenever the offering happens, we saw one on Webull, and we saw, if you still like the business and you still believe in mining and all of that. I know it's going to get harder and harder as we begin to the halvening and more of these start to happen. It's going to get harder and harder, and with the price of electricity going higher as well, we haven't really solved anything solar. There's not too much energy involved there to be able to run these miners. It's a very, very energy intensive process. And again, those of you that are invested in Mara would know much more about this than I do. I was looking at I was doing a little bit of research there while on vacation and was actually looking at Mara because of the fact that it hadn't really gone yet. And we did have, it's gone, but not to where we could be, considering that Bitcoin's at 120,000, right? Just noticing all the Bitcoin that they're holding, Mara as a company and whatnot. There is some good value here with Mara at these levels, but at the same time, it has made that move back in. Watch out for that $17 level as we get ready to rock and roll now with new lows coming in if we break through that 200-period moving average. So I think this is probably worth buying. If you do know anything different about Mara, let me know. But I do think that this is stock right here on offering. If, like I said, if you still like it and you do believe in mining and building your Bitcoin position that way, then I think Mara has a spot in portfolio, especially just to start into it right now. A cheap way to get into some Bitcoin. If it does start to work out, great. But that's the problem, and why I like a stock like IBIT, or I like the coins themselves, because SBET today has that move down, and I don't know if it's still going, but 28 down to 23, you're down 11% there. That's not really reflected of what Ethereum's doing. So again, these treasuries get built. We had Karia Samaru on from WonderFi there. Or no, it wasn't WonderFi. XTO, coming on there on the midday. And it was Matador we had on the first show. That's what I was confusing there. All talking about different strategies, right? And so all of these companies do have different ideas behind building up a trust, building something up here for Ethereum, for some of these different plays. So I would say, you know, to each their own. Do your research, figure out what companies you like. But for me, I mean, try to hold some of the coin anyways, so you can gain some of that exposure there to the upside. Come on.
At least start there. Like for me, it's, you could like a miner, but then how much could you like a miner if you don't hold any Bitcoin? You don't hold any of what they mine?
That's what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah, like that's what I don't get. And even Mara is trying to, that's what they're doing. They're now, obviously they mine, but they're building some holdings, which makes some sense because you're going to need a pivot. There's only so much Bitcoin left that you can mine. Just very quickly here, I just paid for locates in SMCI, which, all right, now it's breaking down. All right, so there is the bottom, there is the trend. This is SMCI breaking the trend. Our locates are pay for shorts or borrows, however you want to frame it, or relatively cheap. The prior bar is pretty tight. That's only like 13 cents. So I'm going to give it to like these lows in here. Not that it's that much more, but you're going to give it some room. Like, I mean, it is SMCI. Obviously, a lot of the trend to the upside. Okay, why is SMCI going up today? NVIDIA is up because Google brought everybody up. That's pretty much what it boils down to. Sympathy play. But if we're just playing from a trend break, I'm going to give it, instead of the prior bar, I'll give it to here. It's just about above 85, and I'm looking for the VWAP retracement. SMCI, in a general sense, whoops, that chart, there we go. In a general sense, I still feel like it's stair-stepping to the upside, so this is just a trade to look for a reversion into VWAP. This has looked pretty healthy for a while. I think we're not seeing the super parabolic days in SMCI. That said, it's really calmed down, and it's a very orderly bounce to the upside where it consolidates and goes higher, and then some pullbacks and consolidates and goes higher. And it just pulled back and bounced off 50 even. You know, kind of just needs to break out at 54 for all of the bad news that they got in the last year. And it was nasty, and you had accounting concerns and investigations and all the stuff that you don't want to hear. Actually, I have to go to a higher time frame chart so you get a better sense of what happened with SMCI. There you go. For all of that, this is looking very good on a higher time frame chart. On the weekly, there's your hold, higher lows, and now you're just breaking away from this 50 area. It's really turning the corner. I'm shorting it into VWAP here, but SMCI, with the chips looking strong, it has some room to grow. No questions asked. This one could be a nice little swing. If it can break that 54, I think you get the next leg up, which might be a little bit bigger than the 10% we've been seeing lately.
If you are a savvy Canadian trader like my friend Randy over here, then you may want to look to boost your exposure and tap into the Nasdaq 100 and the S&P 500 with Beta Pro 3x daily leverage ETFs featuring, Randy, built-in FX hedging, so you no longer have to worry about your US dollars versus Canadian dollars. This aims to amplify short-term market moves, minimizing the impact of, you guessed it, currency swings. Whether you're feeling bullish or bearish, these ETFs are built for active day traders ready to take on the market. Read the full risk disclosure in the prospectus at betapro.ca before investing. And I think that that's something that, I'm definitely invested into some CDRs, and I've been buying, like I said, with some of the Canadian dollars, I've been buying some hedged Nasdaq and S&P 500 products just because. That's what I'm saying.
They have the hedge products.
So yeah, you don't have to
put them
worry.
right in your TFSA or RSP. You're good to go.
Yeah, exactly. And that way you, just for everybody here in Canada, then you're not playing that currency game. Like when I'm actually buying Google shares and I'm paying it in US dollars, and this is of course anybody that's not in any different currency, no matter what it is. You want to make sure that the price of your asset fluctuates with the price of the dollar as well, because then you will.
Here's the Google one right here. It's just in Toronto, it's just goog.cc.
Right.
And this is the currency hedge. And you can buy it in Canadian dollars, which just makes it really easy for us here. I did. Rivian Randy is here, so I did pull it up. Rivian's chart is not dissimilar here. Let me try and do this for it. Whoops, I just typed in NVIDIA instead of Tesla. It feels like Rivian caught a bid when Tesla caught a bit of a bid at the low at 300, except Rivian's continuing to go, whereas Tesla's, I mean, Tesla's the one that had the bad report, right? So it makes a little bit of sense. So it's got a little bit, it's a sympathy play to the downside, caught a bit at the same time, so waited for Tesla to turn, and now you're getting a bit of follow through. But when does Rivian report? Because they got their own fish to fry, Randy. Yeah, well, we'll ask Perplexity or something. When does Rivian report earnings? And then we'll get the answer in a second.
It's August 5th.
Okay, so we got not that much time, only a couple of weeks to go. But the good news for Rivian, I mean, unlike Tesla, it's made like the local bottoms are like real bottoms. Like Tesla, its local lows are nowhere near any ridiculously significant levels on higher time frames. But at least you can say with Rivian, like it really bottomed out. $8, $10, $10, now $12. So it's in a pretty big bottoming pattern, just like the name that is reporting earnings tonight, Intel. Like it's almost as if the sellers have stopped being able to push it down through the fresh lows. That's a good sign. Obviously, they still need to actually not lose money with every vehicle that they make. But hey, nobody makes money on the vehicles they sell, the EVs they sell outside of China that isn't Tesla, and even Tesla's having trouble. So at the end of the day, you can only expect so much. It's how long can they play out the thread is what boils down to. Who's got the cash and who can continue to raise cash? We saw Lucid had a deal with Uber the other day, and that pumped up. It's holding up pretty decently as well. And it's another example of a name where it's finally run out of sellers at the $2 level, and now people are just kind of holding on for dear life. And if there's still a thing in a couple of years, there's going to be some winners. Yep. I know it's a tough space, but there's going to be some winners. It's not just going to be a bunch of Chinese EVs out there that have good margins. There will be some other winners, and if you can pick one, I happen to like Rivian, but Lucid, if you like it for a bet, that one looks pretty good as well. Still holding on to that $3 area. Every time I look back, it's just right at $3. At some point, it's got to do something. Like poke it. It's a 77 million shares to not move. It's wild. The market makers are, it's good business, let's put it that way. Like the number of stocks that have done like 100 million, 50 million, and it's just like, it's not even moving. Like BBAI was over 50 million shares and it's got a 25-cent range today. Wild.
Yeah, BBAI can get to 400 to 500 million. So let's wait to see those days again. Yeah, that's when you want to trade them for sure. When we're going. All right, so the Nasdaq did make a move down again here. Still looks like it wants to, well, that's the ES, but either way, the ES actually is at VWAP right now. So that could be something there on the SPY, looking over there. I'm still on the TQQs, which is right here. We're getting out near the top, and now it just fell into the bottom again. Looking maybe at it, I mean, it's not at VWAP yet, which is why I'm sort of trying to figure it all out. But right into there could be something to look at as we do warn for the Nasdaq. Good high side play there, getting in there and out near the high of the day. I think that's what we got to continue to do here as we look. I mean, I'm looking for different alerts to come through. If there are any names that you guys want us to look at, I mean, right now this it's just Tesla on the board right here, as we want to say thank you to our good friend, of course, Fabian, for building this up, giving us everything. I may just cancel this and reset the whole board right now. You know what? Let's do it.
Should always restart it for the morning.
All right, there we go. We have started fresh right now. So anybody that puts in anything in there right now, we'll start it up again. So let's get that chat going. Anybody that's part of the chat. And I know all of you are in there, but it's just like Tesla had such a big lead. So let's see. There goes Tesla again, right up to the top. We have AEO, American Eagle Outfitters, of course, on Sydney Sweeney News going through again. Shopify, interesting play there. I have that in the account as well. That's going to be a good one. Circle, some people liking Circle here. Apple, BMNR, again, another one of those trusts going through there with Ethereum coming in right now. Roku and SBET. I just saw Open Door, of course, as a lot of the same names. It looks like everybody still wanting Tesla. So that's the stock visualize. We want to thank Fabian for building that up for us. What's Tesla doing? Is it looking? Yeah, so it's still hovering near $3 right? But it's at 304 right now. So let's see if there is a breakout opportunity here for us. I mean, maybe they do buy this into the close here. So trying to take out VWAP. Again, I always feel like buying near the top. I don't want to say it's a trap because it's not necessarily a trap, but if you get all the way up here to 306 again, is that really the break long, or you know, should we be better off waiting for down here? I mean, on an earnings day play like this for Tesla, it's still down 9%. I don't really see it moving around yet here. I mean, if you do get that bottom, great for us if that's going to come through. But right now, like I'd love to go long somewhere on Tesla. I mean, maybe it's that level right there that we just sort of looked at real quick. Let me just zoom back in again. What was that consolidated prices down into here? Yeah, maybe 302-ish. Just hope that you don't get wicked out if it comes back in again. That's 302 change. So 302.50, 302.60. Lucky enough to get that, then maybe. But I just don't really want to push the button now at 304, everybody. I mean, again, Tesla misses, double miss, both sides. And then, yeah. You know, I didn't like hearing Elon talking about 2025 because
terrible.
2025 is over. Like, let's call it what it is, man. The quarters are done. Like, whatever starts rolling through now won't be affected till the next multiple quarters, not immediately. So I still think Tesla has a lot of work to do before they gain again confidence in the EV space. Obviously, we look for robo-taxi and that number about getting it rolled out to half the country. I mean, we're going to have to wait to see how that winds up happening. I mean, you're going to have to get New York behind it. Obviously, California, Chicago, some of the big spaces there in North America, you're going to have to get behind this. We're nowhere near that yet for Ontario or Canada, so we'll have to wait to see what's going on with Tesla and the EV market. But everything's blasting right now. We've got NVIDIA $2.50 in the money. We've got Google $1.50. We've got Amazon $1 and change as well. Here's our Amazon trade as that loads up. And look at that one, man. We put this one on for you guys with you at 10:30. We talked about that trade and how much we liked that Amazon trade right there as it fell right back in. Another strong name trying to hold out for VWAP. So this could be another trade in and around 231 and change there today for Amazon. The only one that we're interested in tonight is going to be Intel. So be me, myself, and I on the recap show for Intel, just waiting to hear what happens on that report. I'm stupidly enough long at this one, just a little under 20 bucks. So it's been a good hold, but really, I mean, it's not performing like the rest, that's for sure, as Intel just continues to sort of languish near the lows. And again, if you
Mobileye gave it all back.
Yeah, Mobileye. Oh my God, another bad name. They were their MBLY.
They were up 6 or 7%.
Oh, were they? Okay.
This morning, and we were debating Mobileye reporters. Should we put them on the watch list? And it was like there was zero. It was gapped up, and there was just no volume and nobody really buying. It's like, no, that does not deserve to be on the watch list. And look what happened at the open. Mobileye. Yuckity yuck. Intel, of course, still has a stake. That's an ugly looking chart. Yeah, that's not a very good looking chart at all there on Mobileye. Let's look at something prettier. Right? The market's at the highs. Let's not depress ourselves by looking at Mobileye's chart. No, I'm just kidding. I don't own Mobileye. Whatever. I'm sure this is the thing about earnings season. Like, you've got to pick and choose. You can't just be like, oh, because stock X is gapped up and maybe they beat on the top line or some nonsense. Oh, this is going to be a good long. Like, you gotta look a little bit deeper under the hood. Like, do you like the setup technically if you're going to trade it? Is there volume going on? And if nobody else, if the market doesn't seem to care about Mobileye's earnings, then I'm certainly not going to care about it to try to trade it. That said, Intel is probably going to be tradable tomorrow because when they report, they move. No doubt about it. So Palantir is a stock that isn't at their lows. I think it hit the high, 155.63. I believe that was a fresh high.
Oh, what Palantir?
63? Is that a fresh high? I thought it was 60,
7.
right?
It was in the 70s.
Oh, it was 70?
Regardless, yeah, good.
Okay, so close. It got within
155.68, it said.
Okay, so 5 pennies.
Wow.
It got within 5 cents of a high. Just want to make sure we get it right. But I'm going to try buying on trend. And one of the reasons, of course, we'll see if this works, I took SMCI because it broke the trend line. But Palantir, I got out here on my last long, which was at about 130 or 140, whatever that is, stopped it under that bar, only to watch it hold the kind of the trend from the morning. I was like, oh, you've got to be, and then it continues to hold the trend. It just liquidity grabbed underneath the trend line and then broke away. So I'm going to give it a little bit more space, long in front of the trend, and just give it a little bit of space underneath here. So about like 25 cents worth of risk on Palantir. There is an upward trending stock that you can sink some teeth into. The difference with SMCI, of course, come on, man, where'd it go? I saved that. It broke the trend line, then broke down under this support. I just went short, stop here. The second it gets to 52.5, I tighten my stop to 52.80. Hasn't happened yet, and I want to play it down into the volume weighted average price, which I'm just noticing is different on 2 of my charts.
Oh, no.
I believe, you know what? This one's wrong. That order has got to be bad, so I'm not. Yeah, I see VWAP. I see VWAP on one chart is 52.25 and 52.13. It usually means one of them is missing data, but that happens. Usually it happens to this chart and not the other one. So I'm going to trust up there. At the end of the day, just a trend break, and we'll try to stay on trend with Palantir. Let us know what else you guys are looking at. I've seen some people say CoreWeave, but I also saw Here We Go Tesla. And let's be real, Tesla, it's really trying to go. Sometimes Tesla gets in that
out of volume.
that power hour rally, which we just hit, because it's 3 o'clock, so power hour is on. I want to see that volume come in. Like, you know, when Tesla's really starting to go in the afternoon, you see increasing volume. It's not just that you're getting a trend up. It's just you're also getting a trend up in volume, which is not happening yet. It's almost like you could draw a trend line on the volume to indicate whether I'm really, really loving that move. So hopefully that can go with trend, Palantir. Let's see if that one can get to an all-time high today, which, I don't know, I feel like if you go within 5 cents of an all-time high, effectively it did get there. Like, for all intents and purposes, like it tested the high, and now you're just trying to get back to the all-time high on Palantir. It was trickier this morning, and this is the thing about the first half an hour. Notice when you have a stock where it's like a buy the dip, after it makes the double bottom and establishes that it's strong, it's so much easier to be long after that. Because it's just like you're buying dips and the higher lows and all that kind of good stuff, as opposed to, oh, it's breaking down, where do I get into it? It's all well and good, but I think those trades after 10 o'clock, once the stock has established itself as a long, can be so much easier for sure. So let's go Palantir, hopefully, and we make an all-time high at 155.70, as Sean mentioned.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait to go long until it breaks 156. I still think you can get that. Of course, so we'll wait to see if that can happen today. Advancers and decliners, 52% advancers, despite it being pretty leveled off kind of a day, although the Nasdaq is up 0.4%, which has been helped, of course, by all of the volume leaders today. Today's volume leaders start with Tesla, Google, Apple, then NVIDIA. Of course, Google adds over 10 billion in CapEx, bumped that number from 75 to 85 billion. So that's helped out many of the names, including that NVIDIA, Broadcom, heading up into all-time highs. Again, yesterday we had an upgrade there with Reddit. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I really do like this name. I think Reddit does have a decent moat around it. What they've built is unlike, I mean, from what I can see anyways, and I don't use it that much. I really don't use it at all. I look up some Packers stuff and things like that. But yeah, no, right now for Reddit, I feel like it's unique and, one of those names that still has some good offerings to it. And what I mean by that is, like, as far as, we just saw that search and whatnot doesn't seem to be dead or anything yet right now. Advertisers still trying to pay for that. So where's the next space? Maybe Reddit does have some opportunities there. So again, I really like this name to get back up to the upside. Still a lot of sort of untapped revenue potential here with Reddit. And again, remember, they have large language models paying them to access some of the material posted there, because that's what a lot of people want. They just don't want links to websites. Reddit, obviously, pretty unique information posted up there, and a great how-to place, just kind of like how YouTube started, right, with all those how-to videos and whatnot. I think Reddit gives a lot of good personal information there, so you got to watch out for Reddit. I do like that stock, holding above the 200 period. This could be one to go. I mean, just kind of like how we liked Roblox down at $30, right? We talked about that 2 summers ago, or last summer.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
We haven't got the IPO yet, and we're still expecting we might see Discord this year, which we thought we'd be getting that maybe in the first half of this year. If Discord was public, would you prefer it to Reddit? If it was public, obviously we don't know when it's going to come.
Yeah, prefer one over the other. I don't know. I'm not sure. I really like Reddit, though, because I like the numbers. I like what they've been doing. I don't know if Discord, what their situation is. Are they going to come making any money or what? I mean, we know Reddit does.
I know a lot of people that love to use Discord, so from that aspect, I'm excited for Discord. But again, I don't know, but I don't know too much about it myself. I was just curious what your opinion might be.
No, I think so. I mean, Microsoft wanted to buy Discord at one point, so there has to be some value
there.
Right there. IBM down on margin compression. I mean, I really like that name today as well, but they're down 8%. So I think that if you're going to try to pick up some value there, Reddit, a position I don't own, shares in. Might want to start one. IBM, we do have it, man. But yeah, I think today is a show me day, right? And I think the Nasdaq has showed up. And what I mean by that is we finally get the two big reports. Tesla, not a car company, we know that. So they're downside right now as that business doesn't seem to be working out. And they're getting hit on that today as we wait for more talk about robo and more talk about AI. And you could see it's trying to go back again. I think that we might have seen a temporary bottom in and around 300, depending on what news comes out. Anything else? I mean, we know Elon, XAI, I think he brings that back in as well. Maybe some money spent on XAI and Tesla winds up buying that out, and we'll see how that winds up going. That's Grok and then all the maps and all that full self-drive, all of that coming through again for Tesla. Lots of opportunities there. And then Google sort of, you know, we thought was waving the white flag a little bit early there yesterday as it made the move down in. It was like, wow, we just went up for 11 straight days. Maybe we do have some pullback, but then it goes, nope. Nice move higher there. They sell it off early, but Google's holding for it, still off earnings, not moving as much as we all thought. I mean, we thought the expected implied move was 4 or 5%, I believe, for Google. Only 1.65% movement there today, but still sort of helps that AI momentum continue long. And, you know, we do get that CapEx number. We'll wait. We have Apple coming out next week as well as Microsoft and Meta. So they'll hopefully also put some money forward.
That's the big week, man.
We'll have to wait to see if Apple's actually spending any money on AI. And if they do, then I think that all these stories continue to work.
I'm guessing not.
That's given us, you know, sort of pause on the movement down in AMD. I mean, now you've had 1 or 2 down days and then now 3 straight up days. It's AMD looking great, taking out these highs as well. As there it goes, man. I mean, now you're not too far away, man. I mean, it was easy to make fun of this name when it's down to $80, $90 because its high was 220, but now you're all of a sudden back to 160. But again, like just a huge move from the top. Just wondering if we're getting a little slowed upside there. But if people and these companies are still spending money, they got to go somewhere. AMD, Broadcom, and NVIDIA all seem to be, and you're on SMCI right now, it's another name.
You can't have 100%, 20% of a big market, or well, look, they don't have 20%. Let's say they could achieve 20%. It's still going to be a very, very healthy chunk for AMD. I want to thank Rodrimex for the super chat here. Yeah, when we sort of opened the show with it, it kind of sucks. Like Hulk Hogan, the legend, of course, Terry Bolla. We lost Ozzy. Please not Arnold, he says. Yeah, let's hope not. But at the end of the day, like it's unavoidable in life. Let's be real. So as we said, like Father Time's undefeated, and you just make the best of all the time that you have. That's all the best message, and try to celebrate. As I said, I'm gonna be watching some old wrestling videos for sure tonight, and my dog's gonna be like, "What are you looking at?" And I'll be like, "This Hulk Hogan." She's like, "John Cena is better." And that's exactly what she's gonna say. She watches a video of what wrestling looked like when Hogan was the man. She's just gonna be like, These guys are so lame, or whatever word they use these days. But we thought they were cool. I get it. The guys they're a little more athletic, I think, now, obviously, as you can see. That being said, the other thing in life is if you have an in, have an in. But if you have an out, have an out. Within 1 cent, no, not, check that. Within 2 cents, SMCI just came up and didn't quite stop out. But I threw my stop out above here. That's where it's going to be. And I've got my bids out there. This VWAP, again, like I said, this VWAP is wrong. 52 quarters is going to be that bottom, not 20s. If we get down there, great, but it's binary at this particular point. So just try to work with that. Overall, I do believe the space is looking good. One stock that we didn't talk about, which is the majority of, does the majority of Google's business, or gets the majority of Alphabet's business when they do that 85 bill CapEx spend. Nobody benefits more than Broadcom, and what a great bounce Broadcom had off of some of their lows as well. I like this company. It's one of those, you probably own it even if you don't, because it's such a big name in the indexes. This has just been boringly fantastic. I love moves like that because it means that even when it starts selling, it just gets bought right back. There's nothing parabolic, nothing out of control. When you look at that chart, if you're long it, there's nothing that scares you with this, saying, this is getting overheated. No, it's a very orderly move, and I like the fact that when it was gapped out, when it started selling off at the open, the response was to get bought right back up into some support levels. So good look for Broadcom, 1.8%. Let's see how the thing about these names that got the pull up from that CapEx spend is let's not forget that you still have to navigate through Amazon and Microsoft. Like Alphabet's a piece of the puzzle, but it won't matter anything if the other two big hyperscalers come up with numbers saying they're not spending as much. Right? Like that's the, then NVIDIA is going to be down. And I'll be back to saying things like I should sell some GE or Nova, which I didn't do today because Google had great numbers. And I was going to sell shares. I'm like, look, if they have bad numbers, I'm going to take some off because this thing trades at 80 times. And the second these hyperscalers aren't spending, then people aren't going to care about how they power data centers when there's going to be less of them, or they're decreasing the rate at which they spend. Just one note: Palantir bounced off 155. I did not get the fill. I was trying to reload underneath 10. Did not get it. I might move that back up to 11 where we got it the last time because I guess it doesn't want to go right to the 155 on Palantir. I have a couple of bids and neither one of them got filled down there.
All right, we're doing pretty well just on some of these trades that we currently have on, but the most recently reloaded ones are the Google and the TQQs. But right here, a big day coming next week, and that's July 30th, of course, as we have our Fed decision coming next week. And this is what happens right now. There isn't too much love for an interest rate cut. It's 97% chance right there that we hold fort, which will mean that's what's going to happen. So join us next week, and we will be all over this stuff. But for right now, not much going on in the world of rate cut land. And you're going to go over to September, and you're going to see right into here that's where we get excited for that quarter point cut. So 60% chance that it happens in September. Obviously, these will all change as we load into July, and we hear sort of what that looks like moving forward as we get more and more numbers. Obviously, PMI. Tomorrow we have PCE inflation and the University of Michigan consumer sentiment coming tomorrow. So there are some numbers. Join Joe and I off the open tomorrow as Neil and Sharif will be switching it up. They'll be doing the midday show. Sharif and Neil and Joseph and myself will be on the open show. So we'll have Joe on there. That should be a lot of fun, and so should the midday with Neil and Sharif. So that should be good as well. We'll see what's going on there.
We got a halt on Sarepta here.
Oh, okay. SRPT.
SRP. I don't have a reason for it. It could just
circuit breaker.
If it's a circuit breaker, you'd think that maybe there's news. It's been trending down the entirety of the day. Obviously, recently they let go of, I think, was it 30% of the workforce? A big workforce cut. And then right after that, they got some more bad news, and it made another fresh low. But it's bounced to the upside. I haven't heard anything in my ear explaining why, and I don't see anything in X that would explain it. At least, like you said, not yet. So it'll be a 5-minute halt. It's indicating a flat open like 11:51 with a halt at 11:40. So give it 2 minutes or so, or 3 minutes or so, and we'll be right back open on Sarepta. Yeah, very, very volatile name. If this one is going for legitimate reasons, like this could absolutely fly. It's got a decent enough short float here as well. So Sarepta, 3 minutes, it'll be open back up. JP swayed. Uber's not tanking, JP. It's not tanking. That's not, okay, Uber is up 1%, and it's pulling back a little bit, but that's not tanking at all. As a matter of fact, 90 on Uber is holding like an absolute charm. Absolute charm. The 50 period, I know it's been pulling back into that, but again, healthy pullbacks, that kind of a thing. And obviously, they just got to deal with Lucid. That's a bigger deal for Lucid than anything else, but the fact is everyone's coming to Uber with autonomous deals, knowing that Uber's got the infrastructure to have the clientele, that when you want to roll out, you're going to be able to list X number of the Uber fleet and get a good percentage in any given city you launch. You're not going to get 100%, but that's better than nothing. You want that guaranteed number is pretty much all that matters. So Uber, not flushing, but it's certainly not looking all that great today. I still like that 90 level if we get there tomorrow. Gotta go back over. SMCI has exactly the same level, and it's about 7 cents away. It got within like 2 pennies. Sometimes, I always say that if you get within like a couple of pennies of a stop and it just barely doesn't stop you out, it's like you got a good level, but there's an element of luck to that a lot of times. But here comes Here comes Palantir. It's trying to break the day-long trend. I don't want to hold through a day-long trend break. My stop on Palantir is right underneath the 90 level, but not to the penny. Never to the penny. That said, I've been taking shots at Palantir. I think I've been in like 1, that's like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like 11 separate times I've been into Palantir. The best have all been at the volume weighted average price or close enough to the 154. But if it's able to hold, the trend line will go working right back into the high. It's just one of those upward trending stocks where you buy the dip and it tends to work out, but it only works till it doesn't. You know, at the end of the day, if the last one on trend ends up losing it, then I get out and move on to something else. And we're happy that we got something out of Palantir, which maybe it's waiting for Friday to make that all-time high break. Who knows? Still got a chance.
Yeah, 315 right now. Yeah,
It's
people
still
asking
sometime.
about Dow Chemicals. They came out with a report here. Here's DOW down pretty nicely there. They missed by 42 cents, minus 42 cents versus minus 17 cents right there. So a big miss there on Dow Chemical today. Nice downside move. It looks like it's trying to hold, but wow, this has been in trouble for a minute here. Also, they cut their dividend from 70 cents to 35 cents per quarter, so that's not going to be good as well. High costs associated with the business is what they're saying. Revenue dropped 7.5% year over year. Not good, man. Specialty packaging, plastic segment. Of course, there's such a huge move to recycled and everything like that right now that I'm not sure where they land in all of that space, but not good, man. A 52-week low nearing $25. This is down over 36% year to date. It's Dow Chemicals. Not good. I mean, at the beginning of the year right there, $41, now down to 24. As I said, down 36%. Downgrade today as well by Moody's, not good. 3 European plant closures, over 800 jobs lost. Dow trying to find its ways right there. And again, man, you got to wait for some tariff-related headwinds right now as they have space, like I just said, in Europe, closing plants down there. So we're going to have to see how the tariffs wind up affecting Dow Chemicals. But yeah, what a collapse there in profitability right now. And again, with most of their production in Europe getting hit by some of those regulatory and tariff-related issues.
They could get some certainty soon, though. We keep getting hints, although they keep getting walked back when it comes to Europe and making a deal. Like the president said within 1 and 2 days when we got the deal with China, and then the next day it's like, oh, we're getting a deal in Europe, and then that was walked back instantly by Besson. He's like, well, wait and see. Take it with a grain of salt, and then wait and see.
He also said that like those Japanese ones could be worse. You know, they could go higher than 15% or whatever, based on how Trump is feeling. Like, I don't really know.
That's what's crazy
about all of that. So you wake up on one side of the bed, and this is what happens. All right, man, we're over $4 in the money, $4.50 right now in all these positions, all said and true. So right there, the Nasdaq continues to go higher. But thank you for the question on Dow Chemicals. I mean, we don't get those kind of questions enough. So that was a good one there on some different kind of stocks moving around here today. We have a day 2 play in Texas Instruments as well, 186 and change. That could be something to look out for. But today's numbers, I mean, we're going to go over to Market Chameleon just to have a quick little look because, you know, we want to talk about what's being reported here tonight. So if we're going into aftermarket, it's the biggest name on the board right there tonight is going to be Intel. So we'll wait to see when they report. It should be almost immediately. Their call scheduled for 5 o'clock. The expected move right here is 7% on Intel. So we'll wait to see if they can get it going. Newmont Mining, we'll watch some of them as gold plays obviously have been talked about quite frequently with the US dollar and with all-time highs in the stock market. May you want to sort of diversify your portfolio with a little bit of Newmont and some gold plays there. Digital Realty Trust as well. I thought Decker's Outdoor was maybe reporting, but maybe their market cap is a little bit lower. We'll go to page.
They are. Decker's is reporting 405.
Page 2. Yeah, 405.
I think that's small.
I don't know. I'm trying to hit on page 2 and nothing is happening. So that's cool right there. But yeah, what's up to Deckers and everybody else reporting tonight? We'll have a quick check on that. And no matter how many times I refresh this thing, it still does look like right now Tesla getting everybody's attention right now. MFH looks like, whatever that is something that people want to talk about. We've already talked a little bit about Palantir, obviously. Netflix is a very interesting one over there. I just saw Brendan walk in. You know, he's the only guy that I know that canceled Netflix, but with good news, I guess a lot of maybe have, down to 1180 right now, Netflix. I like the stock. I think Squid Game US, when that comes, I think that'll be pretty popular as well. So we'll have to wait to see what's going on with Netflix. But again, 1180 now. Netflix and Costco, like names that you thought weren't really going to get into some of these levels, are. So again, still a little bit of work to do. And again, it's not going to sound very humbling or anything like that, but I looked at the account. I'm up over 480% or something on Netflix. Like, I haven't looked and touched this thing in forever. The only problem is I think I only put in $2,000 or something, so we're not dancing on any stacks of money here or anything, but Netflix right now, nice move to the upside there. I hope it's in my TFSA. I'm going to have to double check that. That and NVIDIA.
It's 4X, though, from mid-2023. So
that's probably where I don't know.
It's 2 years ago.
I mean, I buy all these names on dips, all high quality names, so we definitely like
Where's
Netflix.
Disney?
I mean, it's like Meta. Meta's like a 500 or 600% position as well. I mean, you guys know, shout out to Sharif, he joined it with me, and so did some of you on the chat. Like when this was $100, man, and its PE was like 15 or 16, oh boy, was Meta a great call down there. Doesn't mean that you're not gonna get another move higher in Meta. It's just, we have to remember these things, like, it gets me a little worried. I don't know about you, but like, how much more upside is there in many of these names? I mean, I hope it's a rhetorical question, and there's a lot, but look what Meta's been doing. Here's a daily chart for Meta. We were just at 480 back in April. You're now at 718. And if you're gonna look at something even longer than this, let's even go to a weekly chart here for META. I mean, look at this thing. Like, this is what I was talking about when we're talking about this. It's not even that long ago that this was under $100, right? I mean, this is $90 back in 2022, basically the beginning of 2023. It's only mid-2025. It's 2.5 years, and you're getting 7x right now. Let's call it 6x if you're late. Let's call it 5 times right now. So if we try to say this still has upside, I don't know if it still does or not, but right now, man, I mean, this is part of it. This is where, like, when you look down at your account, sometimes it's like a little bit shocking at some of the returns you can get if you're patient with good companies. Like GE Vernova is a good example. I mean, there's so many examples.
Well, that one I can tell you, I am very, very much questioning how much more upside there can be on that move. Like this one, it's a little silly.
Oh yeah, well that just came to market.
No, but like, okay, you want to tell me you're near, like, if you're near 100 times PE and you're like Palantir, it's like I'm not saying that's reasonable, but it's an AI.
I know, but I'm still not chopping.
Like this is not the type of company that you expect to have been 80 times. So. I'm looking for that first excuse. Maybe I don't even, like, the first weakness in a hyperscaler, I probably take some, that's when I sell. Or, yeah, you know what, I haven't come up with another reason. That's the first reason that I've been thinking about. I'm trying to come up with another reason, and I'll probably try to look at some kind of higher time frame. Maybe like I'll look at the day. Ooh, I have a trip behind here. I didn't even realize that I did. Ooh, no, snap back in. There you go. I wanted to do that. Like, it's just a little bit insane. Like, if I look at the daily, maybe if we lose the prior high, I put like some kind of a trail in there. Here, like, well, sorry, you just have to go back. SRPT, Sarepta
just halted up.
Again.
No, halted up. Though.
Yeah, but the second, second up halt.
Yep.
Obviously, there's some news here that we don't have on Sarepta.
It's a safety study.
Did you hear that? I missed it.
I know. I was just saying, I have the note right here. It's on Benzinga. So, I mean, it's right here. It's pretty easy right now. Study, so a safer study, senior Sarepta could make a change to the closing of manufacturing. Next 10 or 12 boys show the related issue were improved. So I'm not sure exactly what their drug is there.
Well, the bad news was that there was some illness or death.
Okay, yeah, that's bad.
Well, on people who were on the drug, and they were disputing. They were saying, so the FDA basically said, well, you need to take them off and stop the study. They're like, no, we're not. There was a suggestion that they send you a letter asking you to. Sarepta said no, essentially.
Aggressive.
Well, I'm not a legal expert. I don't really know what the normal response is. Is it okay to tell the FDA no thank you, we'll just keep on doing the testing. But either way, if they're able to show data that maybe what they were concerned about isn't a concern, like this stock has been destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, Sarepta's had its ups and downs.
It's definitely had its ups, and it's had a lot of downs. Like, I can't even, you have to look at a much, much higher time frame here for Sarepta. When people start thinking about, anytime you have these companies where like everything is all in on like one drug or something, like this was a stock which had been stable in the the 70s, 80s, and the 100s for a while, and now you're at $12. And well, it was at $9. Now you're at $12. This is absolutely insane. So good look here for Sarepta. It looks like a volatility halt, but the tap is exactly flat. So 12.49, only about 30 minutes to go. 25 until we get the imbalances. Palantir's not really moving. It's not moving as much as you would like. It's like inside range at this point. And someone asked in the chat, were you selling Palantir all these times and going short? And the answer is no. And just for anyone tuning in, green obviously always means buy. That's easy. But if you see a red triangle, that's selling out of a long position.
Right.
And then I'll show you what it looks like. I'm in SMCI short when it broke that trend. If you see a purple triangle, that means it's a short sale. So it's an easy way for you to be able to tell the difference. And for anyone that's absolutely new, like, we're showing you the positions that we have, but the executions, that's the only distinction. Green's real easy, but it's a purple. Although I keep bugging Obi to change his, because I think the default's, I don't know, the default's yellow when you log into P8 the first time. But anyways, we do it purple just so you can tell the difference between us selling out of a long position and entering a short position. That's all.
Yeah, if it's a problem, I mean, we don't have to. We just tell Obi to change it. We'll do that next show if you got.
The problem is I think he has it on a different layout, and when he sits in one desk, he has it, and when he sits in the other, I don't know. It's silly. Yeah, whatever.
All right, Obi. Always something with. All right, we love Obi. Shout out to Obi. Although I don't think he's been trading for the last couple of days, so I hope he's.
No, so it was his birthday last week.
Okay.
And he had family visiting, and then he was going on a trip with his siblings. So I think he'll be back on Monday filling in for Joe. But it's taking a few days. Who's going to be here for these brews tomorrow? Because Obi's gone, Joe's not going to be here. I guess it's just you and me cracking a beer, and maybe you'll have one. Yeah. See if we can't coax Andre.
Hopefully. We don't have to. We can just wait for everybody to come back again anyways.
You do whatever.
Yeah, it's Friday, so we'll celebrate on the Friday. All right, 3:30 right now, so we're getting close into it. Is the power hour, but you wouldn't be able to tell by the market. It's kind of making a little bit of a move down, but we've just been getting out of everything. So again, like more highs, some nice upside move here. I'm going to get out some more of Google. It's at 193 flat. We might as well, man. It's $1 and change winner right now. We've just been getting out this whole time as we've been talking. That's a 193.20. We just got 193 right now as we push off or enter and get that. The TQs is going to be another play here as we've been getting out of this as well. This is the futures. We'll offer some 84s, see if it rips through and gives us some of those as well. Just trying to exit some of these positions as we get closer and closer to the close because there's no point in being in as we have these imbalances. So there we go. We get another out there. And I'm just piecing some of these out. I mean, there's been some good trades. Amazon for me was probably the best trade just because it was so simple and so easy. And that's what we like. I like easy trades. And how it was easy was just that we had this huge move up there on Amazon, missed the whole move, right? Because we were sitting there trading Google and looking at Tesla and looking at NVIDIA. But it fell right back in. And as this was moving back up to the upside, we were kind of like, first of all, Sarepta's now resumed trading. So let's go back over to Sarepta. But what I was going to get for Amazon was once we realized that, yeah, man, this is going to be a play about AWS, and we know how strong Amazon is as far as the retail sector and everything is concerned. The minute that pulled back, there it is, Sarepta right now open. The minute the Amazon pulled back into basically the 200 period moving average, that was a giddy up spot for me, and we hit it, and it was a good one. Amazon. I'm only red on one name, man. Neil and I, again, completely different strategies, right? I think Neil's traded well over maybe 10 names. I've traded 4 names today. We're 3 for 4 on those names. The only one that we have red is Google today because, again, it was up until it wasn't. Got stopped out there, got stopped out a little bit there, and didn't really put on a full position right there back in. So we'll go 3 for 4 today. Amazon, obviously a good one. Google red, we just talked about that. NVIDIA, P&L number 1 or 2 is going to be, they're all the same basically. Amazon, NVIDIA, and the TQs, which is the futures. And this is a pretty clean trade as well. But this was more just a feel as the market was coming down there, and it was just kind of like, let's see if we can buy it off of this. And it was also the 50 period or so moving average at that time. So we kind of like those trades, but not doing anything too crazy. The only thing that I think I missed out on and not thought about was JP Morgan at $3 bills. We could have done a little bit better there, maybe shorting that key level of JP Morgan at 299.50. I'm long this name, and I like to think long banks, but again, you don't ever want your own personal book to sort of get involved there. But
I think it's okay to have a bias.
Yeah, but I could have shorted in front of 300. That's all. I mean, it would have been an easy trade to go short.
I don't think you want to trade your own book, but the example I would use is like it's okay. Like Palantir and Alphabet, I only wanted to be long those two stocks today, and one of them, like Palantir, I don't think was ever a short outside of the opening wick. I don't think it was ever a short, but Google, Alphabet, was. You just really had to pick your spots. Now, ultimately, like there's always two categories of stocks for me. The stocks where I'm actively trading it, like Palantir or Google many times throughout the day, or the stocks where I'm taking one, where usually it's like one trade, and this is the mean reversion. Day-long trend happens on SMCI, and I take one trade. Or like the example, we didn't talk about Circle today. Oh, sorry, no, I didn't talk about Circle today. I mean, I'm sure lots of people talked about it. No, we got to that 190 level, which is the anchored VWAP from the lows on Circle. I took two shots at it, essentially it consolidated. This was not a trend break. I was essentially just playing off the 190s. When it broke, I got out. When it held, I got back in. Ended up taking it out only for the $1.50 when it went all the way to the volume weighted average price. But that was like a one-shot deal on Circle because there wasn't a catalyst in particular on this stock. It was just it got to a key level and you take a trade on it. But I have no reason why I want to continue with it. But I also have to say, when I was talking about GE Vernova and we're talking about hyperscalers and we're talking about powering data centers and just the demand for power in general, which is going through the roof. The numbers are ridiculous when they build these data centers. OKLO is up 15% today. It's not intentional. And you guys can literally, I got called out. It's like you guys you're sleeping on OKLO. The reason I bring up GEV is just it's easier for me to talk about. I own the stock. They reported yesterday. So it was 2 days ago, and that's a name that we're going to discuss. But OKLO, that just broke highs as well and is absolutely flying. It's the same theme, right? The world needs increasingly more power, and at the end of the day, these nuclear names are squeezing, and everybody that's trying to short them is getting blown out. What I just find weird is that OKLO, again, which is more of a speculative play, is less parabolic than GE Vernova, which is supposed to be, like this is supposed to be like, hey, this is your normal, less risky. Like this, like to me, this starting to look meme-ish, I don't find as healthy, but OKLO, you expect it to move that way. And I know one of the things with them is, of course, Sam Altman stepping down from the board, so there wouldn't be as many conflicts of interest, getting deals and whatnot. But still, it's like backed by him, whatever. It's a squeeze play. It's in a space which got confirmation of growth last night with Alphabet's tremendous spend. And I keep repeating it because I think when we looked at all the earnings last night, there was one name that reported that was raising a lot of other ships. And I think that's what we're focused on and coming back to. And we're going to get a couple of names next week that have the ability to do the same thing. When Microsoft and Amazon report, I think we're going to get the same thing. Well, I hope we get the same thing, but we're going to have the same kind of impact is the more important way to look at it. So it's past 3:30, which does mean we have an early look at the imbalances, which we can throw up to you guys. Ford, 4.4 million to sell. UiPath, 3 million early look sell on UiPath. That's a bit large. Enbridge, sell of 2 million. That's dual listed. Be careful with that. HPE, sell 1.4 million. TSLZ is a 1 million buy. Sometimes you'll see that, like TSLZ, TSLL will show up on the locator. But the one that stands out, UiPath has only done 6 million shares all day long. So for it to be a 3 million share sell imbalance, that's pretty large. This stock is really not moving. I believe that's a Kathy Wood special, UiPath. To double check. I don't know how much she would own of it, but The stock isn't doing much. It's got some support down here. I'll keep an eye out because that's easily the most significant imbalance in terms of size. 3 million shares into 6, but I'll put it up on a side burner just to see. Just still in scalp mode is, as I said, we might have to wait a day for Palantir to make a new fresh high. It's been a while. It's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days now. 5 days since we've had an all-time high in Palantir. So clearly the stock's in trouble. I don't know, big time troubles here in Palantir. And by the way, this channel, all of a sudden, for it to break out the channel, it now has to go to 160 bucks. This is a frustrating thing. When it was at 155 on this day, I'm pretty sure we mentioned this. Had it broken out, you would be breaking the top of the channel and breaking the 155, making all-time highs. Now it has to extend again to get to the top of this trend that it's very clearly on. So Palantir, we'll see if we can get to that high. I'm just going to get out. There is also, I mean, I don't want to sleep on what's happening in Tesla, everybody, but Tesla's starting to go. Trying to get back up to 308. I'd watch out for this to have an imbalance. To get down 8%, well, it actually got down almost a full 10%, and then do the recovery. Yeah, the buyers are starting to come in here. I still don't love the volume. Usually I like the volume to be increasing, but Tesla definitely making a bit of a move. I see in the chat someone said just get ready to short Tesla. I wouldn't be looking to short it unless there was some kind of a big sell imbalance at all. Like you're not even at the morning resistance. That's like still $1.50 away. And then where we were just before the open was about 311. Like you've got some room until you get to the places where you know sellers got control of the stock. And there's only about 24 minutes left. We have to be flat at the end of every single day, ultimately. But it just goes to show. Outside, if you just take away the opening candle, despite all those misses, there's been a lot of buying out in front of 300 bucks on Tesla. So the bulls have definitely come to defend the stock. There's no question about it. All right, SMCI, it's holding on to this. It's crazy. Like it doesn't break this top, but it doesn't break that bottom, which means I cannot be worried about the levels I want it to go to. We're running out of time. I'm just going to take some off here if I can get it just basically barely better than flat. Ideally, it gets to the volume weighted average price, but I got to take advantage of that and trim. There's not enough, sometimes there's just not enough time in the day to get the move that you want. If this happens earlier, you can hold it all session long. Not going to get that situation just yet. Tony, CVNA. Yeah, let me know what else you guys are looking at. I don't know CVNA, why it would have any reason to be going. As I said, my eyeballs will be on Tesla. Obviously, I'm in SMCI and Palantir, but then that imbalance on UiPath is an interesting one to me, just because I can't see a real reason why it would be doing anything. UiPath. Ford, I get it. Ford's a bigger imbalance, and it's also a cheap stock. But Ford, I'm pretty sure I have never seen it not pair off in the afternoon. If it comes out as a decent imbalance, it gets paired off very, very quickly. Just a ridiculously liquid name. Ideally, you want imbalances in not super liquid names. Bigfoot, how is Carvana a $70 billion company? I don't know. That's one that I don't buy. I don't buy things that make no sense to me. And this one, I'd say Carvana falls right into that category. I don't get it either. People have tried to say that same thing, but then their idea is to short it, and then they just keep losing. So, I won't buy it. I won't short it. You can trade it every now and then, and just be careful when it starts going down, because this is exactly the kind of stock that I feel when the air comes out of it, you be down like 150 bucks, and it pulls back 30 or 40%, and that's basically not even batting an eye. But yeah, like I said, I'm not a buyer or I don't swing short anything. To be honest with you, it's just not it's just not something I do in my personal account. I'm pretty much long only. I'll day trade short, but I don't sell anything in that long term. Let's see if Tesla can go. I think that's got to be the most interesting thing for everybody out here, because it just keeps on winning. At the end of the day, all anyone wants to talk about is Tesla, 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 and it's probably because of these moves. Like that program buy is coming in here in the afternoon. I'm a little skeptical. I'm still short-term bearish on the stock. Outside of that $300 level, but hey, the buyers are coming in anyway. Sometimes it's just how it is.
Yeah. right, we're getting ready to go with the closing. We're just fixing up the closing show layout over there. So, all right. Yeah, it's 3:40 already, so we've been getting out of pretty much all of our positions. So the only miss, and I just heard Neil talking about Tesla there. I mean, yeah, it's a big time missed opportunity for sure. I mean, I was kind of like, do I really want to take that break right there? And yeah, the answer was yes. Should have definitely taken that, and that's what trading's all about, is you know, trying to actually step up and make plays, right? And I didn't do it, and we probably should have done that. They're bouncing off the 200 period moving average down there at 303. I mean, it's useless to talk about it now because it's off. I just want to say congratulations and awesome. For anybody that trusted themselves and took that trade. You guys deserve it. So well traded there. Congratulations again for anybody that hit that Tesla trade. It looks like you've got yourself a nice little winner, and I hope it does mean some profitable days ahead. If you keep making decisions like that, then that's a good one there. Nice bounce off for Tesla, down at 1 point over 10%. Now only down 7 and change. Heading into that, we did look at MFH, was one of the names that someone wanted to talk about there today. That's starting to move upside a little bit as well, up 64%. That just got going right at 3 o'clock. So there it goes from $2 up to $3.30 right there immediately for MFH. Nice move higher on that one. And just looking to see lots of room still to go on this name. So I don't know what was up with that, but this looks right there from $1 all the way up to $8 and right back in.
We were joking about that when it tanked.
Oh yeah,
because I
FinTech.
I did the old when the shorts were winning, I yelled out, "You got to get these Mercury Financial. I will get these Mercury Financial shorts out of my Mercury Financial stock."
What is this from? What?
Because that Snakes on a Plane.
Oh, Snakes on a Plane. Ah, okay.
Because I'm not going to actually say what he says.
Right.
While on
right.
YouTube.
MF, I get it. Okay.
Then we get demonetized. But it was a huge short float, I believe. Double check that.
Okay. Yeah, double check the short float on that one. That was another one here. Now I'm just looking at sort of this.
Oh no, it wasn't that. It was a float's not that big.
Float's not that big. Okay, well, same story. As a lot of these names just keep getting blasted to the high side. So there we go, man. We have Intel. So let's have a quick look at Intel here today. That's a stock visualizer brought to you by Fabian. I mean, he built this thing up. Netflix, NVTS, MFH. I don't know where the others are, but they'll be in here in a minute. But that's what's been happening so far there today. So good little look there on our stock visualizer, though you guys can get into the chat and vote for that immediately. Also, a shout out to everybody on our mobile stream right now. Hit the like, subscribe if you're on there. Let YouTube know that we do have that mobile stream, and it's been a good one for us for sure. But Intel reports tonight, so join just me tonight, and we'll be going over Intel's report, and that should come, I think, right at 4:05 or so. We'll get ready for that one. Over almost 100 million shares, 86 million shares today for Intel. I don't really know what to expect from this name. We've come up, it's a 7% expected move, but you're down 3% already. So even if it moves 7%, you're kind of just getting back to sort of where you were, which would be nice. But right there, 26 and change right there. Oh, the Fed has a construction project on right now, $3.1 billion or something, and Jerome Powell will be there. Fed is going to be meeting Donald Trump today as he goes and checks out that project. So we'll have that as well at 4 o'clock to see if there's anything going on over there. Google's going to finish the day near the lows, unfortunately, it looks like. As we've gotten pretty light on this name, maybe we just get out of it all, but it does look like it is a nice downside play right there for Google today. The imbalances, Google's going hard right now. I don't know what just happened there with it. That was a nice move. We just got some nice outs. It was just doing nothing right there, and then it just popped upside right there. So maybe potential news coming somewhere over the rainbow now with Google, and we'll wait to see what that talk's all about. A lot of liquidity going through right now on Google. Is there anything going on NVIDIA? No.
I just checked Amazon, nothing Amazon.
Yeah, well, we're in Amazon. Amazon's a bit of monster.
Apple's not moving. That was strictly Google without a story.
Okay, so yeah, well, I mean, that's why you got to have orders.
You know what it might be? Sometimes it's just as simple as, hey man, the people have been buying the dips. Maybe there's like there could be a fund or someone that's like, we're buying this dip on Alphabet, and they were supposed to get X amount. There's only 15 minutes left, and it's like, oh crap, we gotta get more. We're running out of time.
Of that. We got double outs right there. That's why you got to have offers out there. 192.60s. It does go up to 193 there, then right back in right now. DeFi Technologies, DFT, starting to move around as well right now. Just cleared 150 in crypto trading volume yesterday. So I don't know, DeFi Technologies, I guess they're a crypto platform. They just announced 150 million in crypto volume yesterday. Doesn't seem like that much, but DEFT just had a nice move up there, which goes from 3 up to 330. That's 10%, but must have been down about 8% to begin with. So we're watching out for that. No link to Air India and Boeing. So we get that right now on Bloomberg. So we sort of thought that there had been nothing going on there. There's the move down into 2 bills. There's the move higher. As again, man, when you have a monopoly, it's going to work. So there goes Boeing nicely cooking to the upside. It's not today, but on the daily, you're really getting some nice movements.
And they got both. They got 2. Well, it was Philippines and Japan in their deals.
Yep.
Boeing was a part of it. They would get some orders, and you know what? Like, it maybe
get some more out of NVIDIA.
You don't wonder if like EU's stalling on the deals. Like, yeah, you're gonna make other deals and force them to buy Boeing. That's how it's gonna be. We want Airbus to win, so now we're gonna hold up that end of it. But they both win at the end of the day. The one trick that usually had held true. This is a problem with Boeing. It used to be when the market was in a crazy bull run, you would Boeing would always outperform Airbus. And then if the market was weak, then it would be the other way around. The problem is, because of Boeing's issues, all of a sudden we get a growth market and Boeing doesn't outperform Airbus. But that's exactly something that could shift. All right, only 5 minutes left to go. That's enough of a sign to maybe flat Palantir. I'm just gonna get out of PLTR. It doesn't really seem to want to go. It's at the end of the day, the market's doing here. Let me just show you. It didn't really. Like, this is the Nasdaq kind of visually breaking the trend. I'm not even bothering to draw a trend line with 14 minutes left, but visually coming back in. And I can see Palantir starting to go. Like, as it bounces, you're getting lower highs. So I'm not going to feel that one. And it's too late in the day to go for a VWAP bounce or anything like that. SMCI, because the market's coming down, it might end up pulling into VWAP. But ultimately, this is the kind of, when an all-day trend break, I want it to do much better than this. If you break an all-day trend, so for it to get to VWAP because the market pulls back, fine, that's nice. I'm not saying it has to do what Open did the other day when it broke an all-day trend, but at least a more rapid move to VWAP would make a little bit of sense. 3 minutes till the imbalances. Let's check UiPath. There's still 3 million on UiPath. Kind of random. I should have double-checked to see. I don't think there were no index actions. Certainly not on UiPath.
Yeah,
but
that's not on a Thursday, but maybe.
That's random. That's half the day's volume on a Thursday randomly for UiPath. So I'm going to continue to have that one up on a side chart just in case something a little bit fishy happens at 350 on UiPath. Oh, yeah, Tube. Meta Materials, MP Materials, baby. It's just, this stock, it continues to go. And sometimes you learn the best lessons from mistakes. Well, maybe not mistakes, just things that you know you could do better. Because the day before these guys got the DOJ deal, I had just, live on the show, ooh, this looks like it's coming into a good buy into the 50 period. I'm gonna slap a bid in front of the 50 period moving average on MP because I think it's a good buy down here. You don't know that they're gonna get the DOJ deal. Obviously, if I had any inclination that was true, I would have just bought it at the close. And then essentially it's been a double up since then. But it's just one of those things. Sometimes you gotta get it in when it's not at your price. I learned that lesson with ARM, and then the second time I got a chance, I wanted it at 60 and I bought it at 80 and it doubled up. So you just have to pull the trigger if you want the stock, and you always have the option of getting a piece in. I could have bought 20% there and then waited to buy the rest at the 50 period moving average. I just elected not to. And this is a great example of why a lot of times in longer term, ooh, we got news on Google right there. I'm just gonna punch out SMCI. Good example of why you should just pull the trigger and get in if you want it. Ultimately, SMCI, a little bit of a move down, but not enough. We'll get out. Palantir was a better long, but looks like Alphabet wins 1.2 multi-year cloud deal from ServiceNow. Well, one of the stories was like they've been getting like the increase in billion-dollar deals has been fantastic for them. The cloud growth is through the roof. That was the number that, I mean, everyone was more concerned about advertising, but the cloud number is a thing that I think most of us cared. I mean, I cared most about the CapEx spend because of the other stuff that I own. But I think it was certainly, you want to see that cloud growth. But that volume spike, I don't know, it's not really doing that much. 1 billion is great, but I mean, they got a lot of $1 billion deals. So it's not
yeah,
like
I was going to say, like, I don't know. That's not interesting.
No.
I mean, it's interesting, but and thanks for putting it up. I really love that feature. We should be putting more news stories.
More.
But yeah, definitely not anything that's affecting the stock right this minute. But we're just getting out as we now have 30 seconds until these imbalances. So we'll get locked and loaded, and here's the imbalance locator right here. So we'll fix it up. We're only going to look at, we don't need the broker side of things. We need the actual imbalances. So we'll have a quick look right now to see where those are and what's going on with them. So, all right, so here we go. Getting ready to go right now with these imbalances. So in only 8 seconds, we've been getting out of everything, man. NVIDIA, Tesla, Google, everything. We have very, very small pieces left, but here it goes. 3, 2, 1, and there it is right now. ETHA with a big buy. So there it is. We've seen some Ethereum trading today. Apple with the move down. You see that nicely cooking to the downside. There goes Apple. Tesla also with the sell, so that's now giving up $1.50 there. On the downside goes Tesla, Pepsi, Pfizer, Intel with the sell, so we'll have to wait. Join again. We're going to be doing this in 10 minutes. We'll do it live. All of the earnings with myself. We'll be doing that. That should be a lot of fun. So join me in just a couple seconds. Rivian also, I just saw that was a buy, but not really doing too much. So I think the big stories here. Verve, is that a penny stock? That's $11. I don't know if there's any.
No, that's a buyout.
That's a buyout, okay, so we're not going to ignore that one. Intel with the sell, I mean, that might be the most interesting. And again, Tesla, I guess, shaking it off, man, like Taylor Swift there. Nice move back up. It goes all the way down to 305, now back up to 306.50. Nice move there for Tesla, all the way down, and now all the way back up. So nice move there. Nothing else really on the imbalance locator. Just time to get out of whatever we have left.
Dow tried to bounce. So almost a million share buy on Dow Chem, but 18% to the downside. I think we know what's going on with that buy and balance. The shorts that were in decide that they were looking for a little bit of an exit. They're like, we'll just hold it all day long. We'll throw it into the auction. Yeah. Which is a pretty standard play when something is that far to the downside. Like you said, Pepsi, probably a nothing burger, and Pfizer. Pfizer is one of the most ridiculously liquid names out there, so a really big imbalance is needed. Intel was already at the low of the day, despite that sell imbalance. 3.5% to the downside. Been selling all morning long. Part of the problem is, as the CapEx spend goes up, this is a name that doesn't get any benefit from it because they're just too far behind. So it's almost like by default.
No one's buying them.
Exactly. It's like by default. It's like there wasn't bad news on Intel. The bad news was that everybody else got good news.
Yeah.
And that's why
well,
probably
maybe they're going to be
down.
stock specific. So we'll wait for tonight.
And it's 405, I believe.
405, okay. Either way,
right?
We're pretty jacked up about that one. We'll get ready. It's 5 o'clock, definitely this is the call.
Oh, no, it says 4.
Okay, 4. Okay,
that.
good. So it'll be out immediately. NVIDIA still near the highs of the day. We're getting closer again to making a big play on NVIDIA. I mean, it's already been a big play. It's at its all-time highs right now. 174.50 and change is the NVIDIA ATH, baby. So those of you, 174.25. So again, 50 cents away from that banger for NVIDIA. Again, good trade there. Hopefully some of you have this, like we keep saying that. I know a lot of us do. And if there's going to be one name that you may not want to sell for a long time, maybe it's NVIDIA. Don't take profits on this name. I would say if you are going to, it's nice to play with house money, that's for sure. But at the end of the day, it continues to work. It's NVIDIA. Congratulations, anybody that has that one. And Palantir, also the other name that's at all-time highs right now is Palantir. So this is another one, 155.70. So both of these names now earshots away from ATH, all-time high. Microsoft, I thought maybe was another one that was near there. Google still has a couple dollars to go until that. Yeah, Microsoft's is 514.64. So that's right here right now as well. So 514 all-time high for Microsoft. Meta's all-time high, I think, is a little ways away. Wasn't that near 760 or so for a minute? Yeah, 747.90. So that's pretty darn close. Broadcom is there as well. I mean, we can go over all these names as we go. I mean, Broadcom, I thought it was 290 change, 290.50 for Broadcom. So you're right here. So Merry Christmas to you, Broadcom, as well. So as you go, man, it's like all of these names near all-time highs. And then we have the infamous, and you're going to join me tonight again, for Intel, which again is, well, I don't even know how far away from its all-time high. Was it $70 or something? Let's go over a month chart here. You may have to go back into the 80s to find out where this all-time high was. There it is, $76. Goes back to the year 2000. If you put money into Intel in the year 2000, you are down right now 70%. At that same time, you bought any other chip name, you are now retired. So congratulations on that one, and sorry about your Intel plays. But we'll have them tonight, and we'll just see where it goes from there. Yeah, it really does suck, Intel. I don't mean to, I mean, like I said, I'm long that name as well, but Intel, what a crazy
It's always
ride.
opportunity cost.
Yeah, exactly.
I said that before. I bought Intel twice and won both times and lost both times because if you just put more into, and I didn't have to go more into NVIDIA. I could have just picked another name, so I'm not all in NVIDIA. Like I could have bought ARM, right? I liked ARM, but everybody out there, if you're into swing trading, Trade the Pool swing trading programs give you access to up to 40,000 in buying power to trade real shares, not CFDs. Maybe you want to swing Intel. You can hold positions overnight and over the weekend and enjoy limited risk, thanks to a one-time evaluation fee and no monthly payments, no hidden cost. Take Vicente J, for example, one of Trade the Pool's swing traders. He's already locked in 23,000 plus in profits. His top performer, NMAX, NMAX. He shorted it from April 20th to May 30th and pulled in $6,777 in gains. Trade the Pool is giving swing traders the tools, the time, and the capital to thrive. Scan the QR code and enjoy 10% off. Thank you, Trade the Pool. But I will say, at 355, there weren't really huge imbalances to pair off. Worth noting, Dow stayed a buy. Apple paired to about 900,000 to the sell side. ETHA stayed a buy, only 1.3 million, so it paired off a little bit there. Nothing too crazy on that. Locators, we said, you need bigger numbers than that. But something to note for tomorrow. Webull will be short sell restricted. That means the uptick rule will be in effect tomorrow because Webull got to 10% down. Actually bounced a little bit, so within like 5 cents or so, it broke. Feels like you have a bit of a healthy pull. It's been on a run, bit of a healthy pullback, rejecting the $18 level. Support on this stock was down around $14.50. It wouldn't be crazy if it tested that again on Webull. It's been a great run since bouncing off the 10 level. Sometimes it's that easy with a stack.
Yeah, what was that? I didn't even realize that one.
It goes parabolic. You know what? Until someone put it in the chat, I didn't realize it was pulling back today because it wasn't really on the radar. There was no catalyst for Webull or anything like that. I can't think of a reason why we would have been looking at it outside of the fact that it was trending. But like it bounced off that 10, you could see the consolidation. Like don't buy it up here. When it's on the way down, let it make a rounded bottom. And unfortunately, it's this level here, which is just under 19 bucks, that is the only resistance. Like there's the only bounce took you just underneath 19. So it would make sense when this bounces off $11 that it might have some trouble in front of that 19 level, which is exactly what we're seeing with Webull. But 100% this is going to be on the radar tomorrow because it was down 10% today. It's not alone. You had some fintech names that had a rough day. Most of them were in that, the treasury type names, right? Like you're buying whatever it is. Like we've had like Litecoin treasuries. Some of them, ETH ones are the ones people care more about. Whoops, I meant to type in SBET. That's one which was nasty to the downside. And the thing about it, we've talked about this before, and I know Joe was mentioning this. ETH pulled back a little bit. This is going to pull back a lot. And that's what's going to happen. That's the deal with these treasury plays. You can maybe lock in some outsized moves, but it works in both directions. SBET is another example, and I'm bringing it up because it's also tagged 10% down. So the uptick rule is going to be in effect on SBET, which gets really interesting because this last move where it broke out, following that whole crypto week breakout nonsense, it's right back to those levels and bouncing off those levels. it doubled up and then pulled all the way back in. So if it's going to be SSR tomorrow, it's at the right price. Hopefully it doesn't gap out, and then we'd have some kind of a chance. Only about 1 minute to go, everybody. Remember, the market recap with Sean tonight starts with Intel as the big earnings name. You got Deckers as well, but Intel, the biggest earnings name, and they should be right around 4 o'clock, right at that close. Not a very good day for Intel, mostly because, heck, they're not everybody else. NVIDIA gets some of the money from all that CapEx, and obviously we know Broadcom does, AMD gets a piece, and Intel gets nothing, and that's why they're down 3.5%. Maybe they can turn it around. They got the bar, which is pretty low, in that they're just trying to be profitable. I believe the expectation is literally 1 cent per share. They lost money last quarter, and they're just 1 cent per share is the expectation for Intel. You can't make this stuff up, but we can't get to the bell without ringing the bells. Let's go over the bell brought to you by Beta Pro, by Globex. And Fabian's going to be ringing the bell. There it is. Check out and scan the QR code below and ring the bell because the market's closed. There we go. Thank you very much, Fabian. As we will be going to the market recap where we have Intel, we've got Deckers as well. And, thank you. Big shout out and a big thank you to all of you, our viewers, interacting in the chat, asking great questions and encouraging each other. We have a great community out there. But I do ask, make sure you hit that like, make sure you hit that subscribe so you can engage with our fantastic community, everybody. I want to thank, of course, the twins today. Sharif and Joe dressed exactly the same. You don't see Sean and I do that, but it was cute. Big shout out to our team here, Fabian, Andre, Ramin as well. Ramin doing a great job on socials, by the way. Shout out to Brendo as well. Doing a little fill-in for Adara. Adara will be back next week. She's enjoying a much-needed vacation. That does mean you've got the market recap. Intel's not out yet. Maybe it is 4:05 instead of 4 o'clock because I'm not seeing any movement on it just yet. Remember, we're expecting 1 whole cent per share on EPS for Intel, which they might have missed because it just started moving. Oh, no, back to the upside. There it is through 24. Maybe they actually made money. We'll find out with the market recap right about now. Go get them, Sean.
We're here. Thanks, Neil. Yeah, what's up, everybody? Yeah, welcome to the Market Recap Show. This is brought to you by Beta Pro and Global X. It is your Market Recap Show. Want to thank them for sponsoring it. Intel, we out right now. It looks like it is going lower, though, Neil, right now, into 22.40, 22.50, a loss of 67 cents there for Intel. This is the daily chart. I'm going to zoom that up a little bit right there. This is what we're doing right here, right now. I don't know if you can see this or not. It is pretty wide, the move right here on Intel. So here it comes, trying to get a little red right now. INTC right here, trying to go downside right now. 22.40, 22.50, very volatile on the look. I don't know why this isn't updating over here, but we'll get that going right here for Intel, bouncing around here. So it looks like just about flat on the day. Second quarter numbers are now out. It's 10 cents, minus 10 cents. 10 cents minus right there. Q3 revenue of 12.6 versus 11.9. Looks like they're going to miss Intel, but very, very choppy right now. 23.30. I apologize, guys. This is not doing anything right here right now, so that's not giving us the look that we're looking for on Intel at all. So this one right now, $22, $23, trying to bounce around for Intel. Looks like it's 10 cents on the miss. Here's the Benzinga Pro platform right here. Misses 1 cent. So what their EPS was 10 cents negative, misses 1 cent expected, estimate of 12.85 billion, beating 11.9. So looks like their sales will be a little bit better than expected, but they do miss on the EPS, and they're just hovering around right now just about flat from your closing price, $22.30, $23, trying to go for INTC right now. So that's what's going on right now. Scholastics also, looking to reduce their headcounts by about 15% right now as well for Intel. So unfortunately, this is not giving us a detailed quote that I had hoped for, but there it goes right now, 23.50 and change going to the upside. I'm gonna see if I can actually log in into our platform. I think that'll give you a much better look than what I'm doing right now on this chat, but SHA, I don't want to tell you guys my whole password right there. 23.40, 23.50 now for Intel, trying to get back up there to the upside. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's gonna work over here. I'm going to try one more time. There he goes. This is not a very good look for you, is it, right here? 2340, 2350 upside right now. We'll just show you everything. Return to office, in-office policies as well. They're looking for that today. Intel right now, 2350. It's really the only big name. We have Newmont as well. We're waiting for them to come out with a report as well. 62 and change right now. Nice move right there. I'm hearing it in my ear right now. Software strategy, they're trying to build out. The CEO is speaking right now, so that's going to be pretty good. What's up to Ronnie Boy right here in the chat? Congratulations for that one right there. He picked up 1,000 shares at 22.63, out at 24. Nice level. You might have picked the very top there. Congratulations. That's 1,000 shares, about $1.30. You just made $1,300. So bang, 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 bang on that one. So a good little call there by Ronnie as that's starting to go back to the upside, trying to move a little bit higher. Did I get logged in? Oh boy, yes we did. So we'll say, see ya, e-signal right now. Let's go over to Intel right now on our platform as we'll get live quotes right now on Intel. No idea what's going on with this level 2. That doesn't seem to be working out very well there, but right there, $24 right now for Intel, 24.18, 24.18. There goes Intel right now, a nice little rip side action for Intel. Remember, it was down 3 or 4%. Can you get my mug lower there or something? Because they'll show you the live level 2 right here of Intel right now, 2380, 2384. There it is right now. Just pay attention to what's going on up here. I don't know what's going on right here with this level 2, but there it is, 2360, 2370. Nice move upside there for Intel. So that's the day right now for them. You know what? Let's take a shot at some other stocks right now that have been reporting. VeriSign is now out as well. Deckers Outdoors is out. So that's Deckers NY. We'll see what that's doing, up to 115 right now. There's a nice little gap move up there for Deckers. Deckers now up 5%. That looks like it wants to get higher as well. What are Deckers' numbers, Sean? Good question, Sean. Go find them yourself. It is right now 93 cents, beating 72 cents. So right there, a nice 20% increase there on Deckers, also beating on sales. So Deckers Outdoors, nice little move to the upside. Are they Uggs? I can't remember what's going on with Deckers. Thank you so much as well for the super chat that just popped in right there for the $10. Hey man, I'm doing it alone today. We got to have energy. We were just on all day with you, and now we're doing this here. Tomorrow night's closing show, hopefully we'll have someone else on with us as well. It's kind of tough sometimes to get through all of the names. ASTS, private offering, just got heard right there. Astis, not great. You never really like to see some of these plays coming through, but we'll see. Come on, Astis, load up right here. Bear with me. There it is. There's Astis right there on the share offering. That's not going to be a good idea as well. I've got Benzinga Pro in my ear. We'll have that coming through. Make sure you do scan that QR code right there to grab e-signal. Also, Beta Pro Global X there, brought to you with this energy, with this aftermarket show as well. So yeah, just watching out for some names there. Newmont Mining. I'm not sure if they actually reported yet either. $62. It doesn't look like we're getting on charts. It doesn't look like we're getting too much movement on Newmont, but a nice little upside play there. As soon as I get those numbers, I'll get those to you. All right, they're out right now. They reported $1.43 versus $1.12. So $1.43 through $1.12. Again, guys, bear with me. We're just doing this. Whatever information I get is coming through my earpiece right now, so we'll have to watch out for Newmont right now. 62, not really getting too much move. Let's just see what's going on with Tesla here after hours. Tesla 304, so all the way back down a little bit here as Tesla. What a day for Tesla, guys. I mean, a good report last night, but then got hit a little lower as we opened up the day. So I'm going to drop this into like a 15-minute chart for you. So there's Tesla yesterday, 314, 315, comes back in, bounces off $300. Tesla, going to be a couple-day play. Let's see tomorrow if we do hold in and around this 304 area. We're at 304.85, 304.70 right now on Tesla as this movement happening to the downside. Maybe if we don't want to, I'm trying to zoom this down in and see if that gives us a little bit of a better look. There it is. So you just see the high side right there for Tesla. So actually, that's okay, Fabian. I'm actually going to put it back. It doesn't really solve my problem. I'm going to probably have to upload a new layout on this one. Yeah. Cheers, everybody. It's Hydration Nation. Take a second. Breathe. Donald Trump right now. What's up, Fabian? How you doing? Me and this guy, man, we'll rock together here tonight. 20 more minutes of this. Let's go back in and check out what Intel's doing. So again, I only have the notes that we have right in front of me here for Intel and what we're seeing so far here today on INTC. Let's read it together. Trump has now arrived at the Fed Reserve right now. So we'll find out if he's doing anything with Powell. All right, so there it is right there. Intel right now says no longer will move forward with planned projects in Germany and Poland, intends to consolidate assembly and plants and whatnot, so that's good. Maybe more focus on the United States here. INTC 2331, so good job there by Ronnie Boy getting out near that high of 24 bucks. Click on Intel again. So here's the Intel report right here. GAAP EPS 24 cents versus 18, so that's lower, so that's not good. 10 cents here as well, minus 10 cents. Apparently right now, Fed Chair Powell and Donald Trump are having a disagreement live about what the renovation costs have cost right now for the renovation of the Fed building that they're in. So I don't know what is going on right now. That just seems to be a joke right now. Powell and Trump not getting along, as that is the case, seems to always be the case with that gentleman. All right, Deckers right now. Yeah, once I hear some more information about Trump right there, we'll figure it out right now. He is now taking off his hard hat, so I don't know if he's going to run his head into the wall or not. But right now, Deckers Outdoor, we'll figure this out right now with Benzinga Pro platform. What's up to Deckers? Deckers is absolutely rocking right now, up 12%. Great movement there for Deckers Outdoor. You can see right now 93 cents beating 72. Also, the gap earnings higher for Deckers. Beats all over the board right now. Patrick J. Grismer, of course, we all know who that is, right, Ramin? Joining the board of directors for Deckers right now. So, you know what? Let's take this opportunity. I don't have the money thing on here, but let's go to a StockBlitz and see where all the profits were yesterday. This is brought to you by Real Trading, of course. The After Hours Show brought to you by Beta Pro. Thank you to Global X for sponsoring the show. Get my mug off here, Fabian, or move it a little bit. Let's just see what these numbers look like. I'm going to zoom in. This is yesterday's top traders here at Real Trading. So yesterday's top traders, looks like it's Canada, baby. What up, Canada? Right now, Intel just filed that they are reducing workforce by 15%. Yesterday, 19,000 all over Canada. I wonder what stocks those were. Yet Chicago, CME, and Nasdaq. These are real numbers. Not to say that all the ones that we talk about with other companies, I could just verify these right here at Real Trading. Yesterday, one individual trader, 19,000. And these aren't competitions. These aren't sim accounts. These are real, actual funds. Right there, 9,800, Canada as well. Wow. Nasdaq, 9,800. Amex and Nasdaq, 7,300. These are all US dollar funds, by the way, all the way down. So it doesn't look like we get too many unique situations yesterday. But just to talk about some of the different markets that we have, it looks like Hong Kong, one trader brought in 1,600. The Turkish market, 1,800. Blue Ocean, there it is, a trader in Blue Ocean, $2,500 as well. Those are what's making money over at Real Trading. So shout out to everybody trading again with us over at Real Trading. Deckers Outdoor missed a little bit of a pullback as well there. Intel, quick little look to see what that's doing. 23.25 now for Intel. Nice move, but looks like it's kind of, I'm going to slap a fail basically. We are looking for 7% move on Intel. Remember, it was down 3% heading into the day, into the close, for the day. Looks like now Intel down 1%, so it looks like we get a little bit of a 2% move up side now on Intel. Oh, looks like I got a little bit of color on this. I like that there. Nice vacations. Glad to be back so far here as we go. Let's have a quick look at the heat map today. Get me out of here, Fabian, right there. Let's have a quick little look. It's NVIDIA leading the way today, up 1.73%. Thanks, Fabian. Broadcom right there now as well, 1.7%. Google up 1%. Amazon today up 1.73%. It's the biggest and the baddest today, down Tesla. Probably the worst stock on the board, down 8% as far as major holdings are concerned. And then, unfortunately, this is consumer services. Now, a lot of these names are going to be on the retail side as their consumer names, but we did get a downside push in CMG today, which does help. McDonald's get lower, Starbucks get lower as well, and there's CMG down 13%. Again, same-store sales dropping over 4%, if I remember correctly. That's creating some downside pressure. And of course, Yum C. Fabian, Popeyes or Kentucky Fried Chicken? Popeyes, so Yum C right there. That is KFC. Nice downside move for them as well. It's QSR, or that used to be old QSR there. Now Restaurant Brands International. Let's see what they're doing. This is, of course, RBI. Right? No, they still is QSR, still the symbol. So there's QSR right now. Restaurant Brands International. They are Popeyes, so they get to the upside today, actually, up 0.39. I thought they might have been down there off of that miss from Chipotle, but this is what Chipotle looked like today. Again, a really great stock, but this is at a good level. If you're going to talk about day two plays, let's look at Chipotle tomorrow, bouncing off that $45 area for CMG. This is what it looks like on a daily chart there. Chipotle, probably worth buying, man. For me, I'm a salad kind of guy. Are you a bowl or burrito guy or salad guy, Fabian? All right, put in the chat what you guys are. I'm going to read, see what's going on in the chat right now. I'm going to say I am a salad from CMG. What is everybody else? Right now, I think the burritos are pretty good, but the bowls, I think if we had a poll right now, it would be bowl. Yeah, there we go. Bowl, burrito. Okay, there are some burritos. My son is definitely a burrito bandit as well. So shout out to everybody there for burritos. Barbacoa. I think, well, is that the beef? Where is the beef there? The barbacoa there. Definitely like that one. But there's CMG, a nice downside play there. I think it's worth picking something up. Remember, they've had some problems there. They had not E. coli. Maybe it was E. coli there for a minute. Yeah, not E. coli. How's my throat going on there today for that one? We had some big bangs today as well. Anyone watch The Big Bang Theory there? I don't want to say too much there. Sharice's favorite show, Young Sheldon. All right. Let's see what's going on right now for Bitcoin. This is a 5-minute chart. Let's just check out a daily chart for BTC. As Bitcoin's been on a nice little run lately, needless to say, we've had some nice moves in Ethereum for sure. What's the fight going on right now? Bitcoin fighting with 120 right now. I don't know why this chart stops right there at 28.5, but Bitcoin, nice move, 118, 120. I'm about to, honestly, push. I think that with Bitcoin where we are right now, I think if you do get this new high break right here of 121 or so, I think it's worth going long, holding everything long until we break back down below 116. Why not take a 5% shot with me, guys? Let's go all in on Bitcoin, breaking through 121, and then just say when moon, because if this thing starts to go up, we're going to regret not having more. We're trying to build our position. We're trying to get a few coins in the pockets right now, getting more and more expensive. The more you wait on Bitcoin, the more expensive it's going to get. So Bitcoin continued to make a move up there. This, of course, is TradingView. I'm going to check up ETH. See what that's doing on Coinbase right now. Nice move up again, 3,800. Remember, we're still away from the high of the day, or sorry, the all-time highs on Ethereum. 4,200 coming into play again for ETH. That could be another play coming through very, very soon. Solana's had some nice moves. I really like the story of XRP and Ripple, so we could definitely have a quick look there. Nice move up to 360. They do take out all-time highs, I believe, there for XRP. And again, I don't know why this keeps on stopping down here daily. Let's go a little bit longer, man. Let's go monthly on XRP. Yeah, so those are all-time highs then, it looks like, for XRP there against the US dollar. So unless that's been, let me go over to it on Binance maybe. Let's go Coinbase and see what's going on. Yeah, so same kind of thing right there. Nice move there for Ripple as that continues higher. All right, quick little check back in. Thank you. See you later, crypto. Let's just see what's going on with Intel as we get those numbers today. Again, pretty disappointing overall for Intel. Missed 10-cent negative versus 1 cent positive. These guys can't even turn a profit, and NVIDIA is worrying about how many billions of dollars of profit that they're encountering. Intel right now downside. Has that had any effect on NVIDIA? Nice little move there in the after hours for NVIDIA. Looks like it wants to go a little bit higher here. 173.60. Pretty flat though. Here's the close on NVIDIA at 4 o'clock, right into here. Again, the 15-minute chart. We'll go to a 1-minute chart just to see what NVIDIA has been doing. Pretty flat there into the open. That's the closing price right there. NVIDIA just chilling out. It's Hydration Nation. Hit it with me again, Fabian. Let's go one more time. Have a quick little drink with only 13 minutes left. Here we go. Question is, what's in Fabian's mug right now? Okay, you guys want to know, did Microsoft just hit 513? No. Why would Microsoft be that price right now? Maybe it did, man. 511 and change right now for Microsoft. Now, it doesn't look like we get a 513 print, but today Microsoft did go out near 513. This is another name where we wait. When does Microsoft report? That's a great question, Sean. Microsoft reports, I believe next, is it Saturday? It's Saturday. Is it next Saturday? No, it is in 6 days from now. Wednesday, July 30th, we get Microsoft's report. So Microsoft, again, near all-time highs. Its all-time high is right here, right now. So we'll wait to see if they report bigger number. And again, Microsoft, good number expected from cloud. Azure and Google. Google came up with a big number last night for everybody, and yet Google fell down. And let's just see what Google's doing here in the after hours. Again, I really like this play. I actually called a break near 200 this morning. Does not happen. It hits near that 198 off open, and that's about as high as it gets. Google actually punishing itself here in the afternoon from 194 all the way back down. We saw that report of them getting that $1.9 billion deal with Broadcom. And yeah, that doesn't seem to move the needle at all for Google. Again, a good number for them, but definitely faded out the rest of the day. I mean, what do we want to do with this tomorrow is really the question. I mean, there it is this morning at 198, falling back into some great support levels here of 192. So I think tomorrow's trade today, let's see if Google can hold this 192 level and see if we can get some strength. Another name that was out this morning, Tesla. We had sort of talked about that a little bit. Tesla down 8+% today. Not great, but does hold 300. We'll see if we can get some holding spots there. Again, I like the stock, but that sound effect is appropriate. We did have a nice move down there from 330 down 8%. Could have been worse. That's kind of the implied move. A lot of us expecting Google to have been an upside play rather than downside. So bye-bye to the downside. Sorry, the service, good call there, Ron Williams. It was with ServiceNow. The Broadcom and Google deal was with ServiceNow. So if you're going to check out ServiceNow there, right there, $1,000 right on the knot right now for ServiceNow on the offer. So $996 by $1,000. There's that nice move up on strong earnings play for now. Again, I believe it was Frank Slootman at one point brought this name to market. A great name, a great cloud name. ServiceNow continues to do well, not near its all-time highs. You know, an interesting name for me, I think that we got to start to think about buying up would be some Netflix. Again, if content's going to be king, there was rumor that Bezos looking to possibly buy CNBC. I saw that rumor there. I just got to keep hitting enter. I saw that rumor yesterday hit the rumor mill. Yes, and that not much from there today. But if Netflix ever getting talked about, they've already said they have their sight set on that $1 trillion mark right now, 400 to 500 billion in market cap right now for Netflix. We'll see if it can get up there. Lots of work to still be done on NFLX. But you're telling me what has changed in Netflix in a month? This stock was $1,340 and looking fantastic. I don't think you could have found anybody that had analyst action downside on Netflix, yet we continue to fall down through 1180. To the fact that you can get Netflix back at May levels, that might be worth picking something up right now for Netflix. As you can see, right down into there, nice little level. We do want to thank Global X and the Beta Pro platform for sponsoring this after hours show right there. What's up, Wally Sparks says Google's worth $500 a share. I wish that would be nice if that could come through. Today we had some movements down in SBET again. SharpLink Gaming moved down there. Again, you know, watch out for Ethereum. Watch out for some of these plays. Come on, charts load up right there. Nice move down there for SBET today into 23.50. We're going to have to find out what's going on with SBET here again very, very soon. We're going to figure that out. The news feed right now, not going out too much right here on the feed. Just waiting to see what's going on with Benzinga. Yeah, there's not too many names hitting us here. We did have a good report from Intel today. We'll just call that up. We don't have Adair here to sort of run through the numbers. So I got to do it myself. Headcount reduction by 15% by end of fiscal 2025. So that always does suck. Obviously, I hate reporting when there's loss of jobs and a headcount reduction, but let's be perfectly honest. Intel hasn't been working for a while, and right now, getting more efficient could help them. 23.50 right now for Intel as we bounce around on that price, but there it is right there. Their GAAP EPS looking forward there sees Q3 minus 24 cents versus minus 18. That's, I mean, maybe if I can zoom in a little bit for you. That's not a good look there. And their current quarter, 10 cents missing the 1 cent of productivity. So Intel right now, not great. They do see, though, a pretty wide net there for sales between 12 12.6 to 13.6 billion. So if we can hit that high side on sales, that would be great. But right now, that might be what's helping the stock, seeing sales higher. But again, they do beat in sales. It's just right now, how could you beat so dramatically? 12.85 billion versus 11.9. So they beat huge on sales, but yet their EPS is a pretty dramatic miss. So that tells me that, hey, they're putting their products on sale. They're having to take haircuts on margin. That's never great. So you can have all the sales in the world, but if you're not making any money on those sales, then what exactly are we doing? So we're gonna have to wait out for Intel to try to get a little bit going on that. 2360 right now for INTC. That's SBET right here that we're looking at, down 8.5%. Intel's current price would be close to 2360, 2295. Actually, Intel getting worse right here, right now. Not a great move for Intel. $23 today, not a good one into the close. So yeah, good job Aura Alpha working short as well. A name that I saw bump up today, JP Morgan. What a good stock that's been off the top. I think the banking sector will be okay. We did talk about the Fed. They're coming out next Wednesday, July 30th. That's going to be an interesting day as well because we have Microsoft reporting. Have a drink. Right now, JP Morgan, 296. Good little level there. I don't feel silly about it today, but that 300, you stare that right in the face. You could have taken that shot right there, 299.50. Let's wait to see if JP Morgan can do something there after hours. We'll see what, not after hours, it'll be tomorrow morning, but let's see after hours if there's any movement in any of these meme stocks. Put anything in the chat if you want me to check it out and give me an opinion on it right now. With only 5 minutes left to go in the show. Open right now down, or sorry, up 7.5%, but down on the day. Open door started off pretty good, and then a nice move down there at 12:30. This is, again, a 30-minute chart. Let me go into a 10-minute chart, get a little bit of a better look there. So there's the action off the open there, 10:30. Nice move down for Open Door. We've seen a nice, huge play yesterday on Open Door. And again, as President Donald Trump started talking last week about capital gains, and that sort of kept this movement upside. Even Lennar and things like that, some of these housing names have been better. Let's see if Lennar can hold out some of those highs. And there it goes again, up to 120, back into 113. It's been a little bit of a lower day. LIDR, they came with some news earlier on today as well. LIDR, nice move upside with a deal with NVIDIA, up to $4 and a pullback as well. I mean, can you guys believe that was $1, up 170% today alone? LIDR from $1 up to $3 and change. Nice move there, almost 200%, almost 300% at its highs from $1 to $4, giving it back in as well. Mark my words, says Charlie Taff right here. Free fall coming tomorrow. Could potentially be, we don't have any huge earnings. I mean, I don't think Intel's going to spark any sort of a free fall coming through there. I think Tesla's going to have to definitely lose that $300 mark if we're going to get a movement down. But what about my guy Palantir? I'm always very weary of this name. You're now at all-time highs again. I'm thinking actually might be time to trim a little bit of Palantir. We haven't done any of that since the 130s right into here. There goes Palantir up and away, man. No splits, no nothing. Just nothing but love for Palantir. Starts the year off right in and around here. This is December, January, right here. $72 back January 1st all the way to 150. So you are getting a double up on this stock name. Palantir upside right there, over 100% year to date on PLTR. Some of the other indexes that we want to watch out for, XLF, again, Nasdaq names, not in that. That's going to be big financials. Watch out for XLF, maybe making a move down. But yeah, Palantir, what a great name. A lot of you talking about that in the chat. As far as quantum names, we have D-Wave, QBTS moving around here as well, down 2.8% today. Again, really great at near the highs. We had called this move down on QBTS right into the 50-period moving average. I didn't buy any of it, but that was a great move. Now right back up to the highs. Watch out for quantum in the next couple of days. We're a couple stories away. I mean, Google is a great quantum play as well. Pick something up there. Neil talked about picking something up for himself in and around the lunchtime hour today, so that was a good move, I think anyways. But right there, $20 for QBTS. What a nice play there. The Mom Spaghetti. What's everybody's favorite pasta? I like penne. right there. But Mom Spaghetti, Rigetti right there. Nice upside play as well, near $17. I like a little rigatoni as well. And if you're doing a bake, why not have some baked ziti in your life? Today, it's bowls at our house. The wife's picked up some nice field greens. We'll have some nice bowls. Those are my new favorite thing to eat, man. Have you guys ever had a mac salad bowl where you basically, it's mac, like mac dressing, you just kind of make it yourself at home, put a little ground beef in there, mix it with some head lettuce, some iceberg lettuce. Those are great. Sprinkle some pickles on there. I really like the mac salad as well. Yeah, COF, good look there. I don't know who I'm pointing to. What's up to Doc there in the chat? I like Capital One. The recent Discovery Financial, they closed that deal. Capital One right now, nice move up, but that's down today over 3%. So Capital One has been on a nice move there, up to 220, a Kramer favorite. Capital One, nice move higher. I'm going to say to you guys, any sort of a dip down opportunity, look, I'm doing this whole show basically without notes, without anything. All I have is intel, and there's nothing else to do. So we're just talking about what we're talking about. You know, that's that Kendrick Lamar song, Peekaboo. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
What the hell is even that?
Yeah, what are you even talking about right now? 5:15. What about picking up some weakness in the cybersecurity names? I mean, Palo Alto, CrowdStrike, Zscaler. I really like that, man. Try to think of some themes here as we get some downside plays. Why is Netflix down? Why are some of these cyber names down? I believe they're down on valuation. Remember, China. The S&P 500 right now is at a 22 PE. Historically, you want that number around 17 or 18. So the market's a little frothy right now. Some names pulling back in. We have to get a little worried. What if Apple misses? What if Meta misses? What if Microsoft? What if some of those CapEx numbers come out? NVIDIA is also at all-time highs. Could be a good time, and that's what I've been doing, trying to get out a little bit, putting some money away, sitting in some cash, taking that 3 or 4% on some cash plays, now waiting to see if the market does pull back. You don't have to be fully 100% invested all of the time. This is why I'm trying to look about Bitcoin, think about some other plays that we can make right now. It's almost 4:30. That means whoever's here with me, I appreciate you because it's roll call time. It's been a while, man. I mean, when I used to do this show by myself for many, many days, months in fact, we did have Adara join us. I want to thank all 3,000 of you for staying late with me. That is great, man. There's more staying late now than usual, so I want to thank you for all of that. Bake Ziti there in the chat. What's up, my guys? Anybody watching Sopranos or anything? Right there, it's roll call. So all of my friends and family, thank you so much for joining me late here. We're back tomorrow at 8:30. Remember, man, tomorrow on the morning show, it is myself and Mr. Miami himself. It's Joe Wilson and myself kicking it off on the first show. Midday show, we'll be joined Sharif and Neil on the midday show as Joseph's got to fly, so he's going to join me earlier. I mean, he's not flying, taking a nice move up to Muskoka. He's been talking all about that. He's really excited for his bachelor party tomorrow. So he's not getting married. I don't believe it's his bachelor party. One of his friends right there. All right, there it is, man. Party P. Yeah, man, we've been spitting straight bars now for 30 minutes, man. No notes, no director, no producer, no nothing, man. There's no, what's that thing called? Teleprompter? What is even a teleprompter? I can barely read, let alone read off a teleprompter. Hey, Adara, how's it going? How's it going, Neil and Sharif and everybody else? What's going on right there as we stay late? What's up to Marlena here? What's up to Dane Generous? What's up to Mike P. DeRider? Satajinder's here as well. Throw this up, man. I want to say hi to everybody live on the show right now. Everybody's here. Let's do a big wave. Hey, everybody, let's get these hands going on right now. There it is. We put those in the chat. Thank you to everybody that's here. Ebbs and Flows Portfolio. Dinkelberg is here. Ryan O'Day, shout out to you as well. Mr. Easy Street as we go. Hello, says Marlon. What's up, Jason? What's up, Suck? What's up, Los Polos? Ian Respeto, Trader Wannabe. Jojo Bunai is here as well. Probably mispronounced that. Mike P. Ryder. Helping Hands. Everybody's out here. Guarev is right here. That's Joe's boy. So it's going to be really excited there tomorrow. We can finally breathe. It is now 4:30. We did it, everybody. We hosted today. We traded today. We did the market recap show today. We did our labs today. We're going home. Guess what we're doing? We're coaching Little League tonight as well. It doesn't stop, man. We're going to get home. We're going to have some food. Then we're going to be joining you tomorrow at 8:30. Go Red Sox tonight as High Park Little League Red Sox take on your High Park Little League Mets. Mets are a little higher than us in the standings. We'll see if we can pull a rabbit out of our hat. Big shout out to High Park Little League going now to they won the Ontario Provincials. So shout out to our 12-year-olds. I coached the 11 and 12-year-old girls team, and the mixed team made it to the Provincials and won. Now they're off to British Columbia. Big shout out to everybody at High Park right now doing awesome jobs there. Good luck to our High Park 12s there in Victoria. Go get them. Bring home that trophy. We say shout out to you, HP. Let's go, everybody over there. My boy Zevon doing the best. I'll see you tonight on the Diamond. All right, that's it for me. I'm Sean Katina. Thank you so much for joining us one more time here on the Recap Show. I'll see everybody tomorrow at 8:30, and we'll chat then. You found the best trading show on the planet. So what are you going to do now? Simple. Hit the like, subscribe, and share it. It's Trader TV Live. We're here, baby.